Hmm. Yo, what up, y'all? There we go. Join the live. Join the live. We will be starting shortly. Like the live, share the live. Got to echo. I got to get out of here. All right, there we go. Like the live, y'all. Share the live over there. Can y'all hear me on TikTok? Let me know. Bet. We good. We good. We good. They want to be promiscuous. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Cool. Cool. I'm gonna ooh. I just got me a mosquito. I got y'all in the queue. Just give me a second, man. Let me get situated. Let me get situated. We gonna uh nah, I didn't see that. See how angry they got when you gave me cancer. Damn, that's hard. Isn't that the epitome of boy man? Not messing. That's it right there. It don't be adding up. It ain't adding up, y'all. So I hope everybody is having a great day. I haven't got started today. I go to work in about 2.5 hours. I'll be getting off this live. Damn, that's a rare type of miscarriage. That's crazy. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, real quick. Share the live, please. Share the live, like the live. Let's start getting definitely let's get some gifts going. Do the heart me's and all that stuff. Help push us out into the algorithm. Everybody on the YouTubes, I appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining us. It's early. We just getting started. We just getting settled in. So, I'm gonna get my little preamble and then we'll get into it. Men are more promiscuous than women in a sexual way. Women rebel and copy men. Okay. Now, before I get into this, I just want to say that me personally, I don't have a problem with promiscuity. I don't think promiscuity in a vacuum is a bad thing. I just want to put that out there. Full disclosure. I don't I don't think there's any problem with you wanting to sleep with however many people you want to sleep with. As long as you're doing it safely and honestly, where's the beef? I don't care. It's a big difference between when we do it and when they do it. What's the difference, Amiri? Here, I want to explain. Can you explain the difference between this for me? Don't just say that and then, like give us the explanation. Why is it different? Right. But come on up, brother. You can come up. I know it's early. I want to get my things out the way, but I also want to, we also, when you say stuff like that, I want to hear the why. So are you not able to come up, or what are we doing here? You getting muted for the rest of the live? Okay. You know the rules. Hey, public, why do I see you get attacked by some women? I don't know. Who cares? Couldn't care less. We focus on bigger and better things. But yeah. What up, Mel? So, anyways, I think it's odd to care about something that doesn't affect you, right? I just think it's weird, personally. I don't care about who anybody is sleeping with, as long as that person is exactly as long as that person is of age and gives consent, then why do I care? Couldn't care less about it, right? So I don't care about promiscuity. I'm not a promiscuity police officer. This is not what this discussion is about for me at all. The only thing that I'm interested in is the only thing that I'm interested in is, why do so many men act like they care about promiscuity when it comes to women, but then when it comes to men, they glorify it, right? Now, I know why. Right? And normally I tell you guys why in the prompt, but today I'm taking a different approach. I'm going to let the gentleman explain to us why they feel this way, right? I want them to tell us in their own words. I'm not going to presume to know. Now, the second part, the fact that men refer to the collective of women as 304s while being the more promiscuous group shows how powerful patriarchal propaganda is. I didn't mean for it to have so many P's in it, but here we are. But yeah, so that patriarchal propaganda is a real thing. It's wild how powerful it is. It's crazy how powerful it is. It's really strong, right? It takes away your ability to think for yourself. Alliteration. It takes away your ability to think for yourself, right? Because if you were to sit down and think about this for a second, as a man, I feel like, just as a human being, but I'm saying, as we're talking about men, if men were to sit down and think about this, we would see how it conflicts with one another, how the ideologies run into each other, right? How it doesn't make any sense, right? That's the first part. But I also think that a lot of men know this to be true, and then they make up, but then you know what? Not gonna say it. Oh, wow, interesting. Jason, that was a crazy comment. There's a crazy comment here. Let me see what this comment is about. What do you mean we don't have a patriarch? I'm sorry. Hello, how you doing, brother? What do you mean we don't have a patriarch? That's what I mean by we don't have a patriarch. How don't we have a patriarchy is the question. Well, we don't have a nation run by men for men. You know, things like, more women vote than men. Things like the government is almost 50-50. Stuff like that. The government is almost 50-50? Yes. 50% men, 50% women. Yes. Interesting. I don't know the exact numbers at the moment, but yeah. So that's what I mean by we don't have a patriarchy. Government is not almost. Hold on, wait. How many? Wait, Jason. Hold on, Jason. Wait. I'm sorry. I'm a little confused. Okay. Just off the top of my head, how many female senators are there? Off the top of your head? I'm saying, like, off the top of my, this is just the question that came to the top of my head when you said that, because I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm almost 100% sure it's not close to 50-50. All I'm saying is, where, and so my question is, Jason, where are you getting that information from? Well, I researched it over time, so basically Google. Okay, I know. I'm saying, so you Googled the government, you Googled the government makeup, right? Now, well, this is over time. No. Over time, it's even worse. So we got to, like, please, let's talk about 2024. That's a terrible argument to go historically. We know historically. Hold on, Jason. We know historically women haven't been close to 50-50 represented in our government. But so the best time would be to focus on right now, the recent,
Okay, so
right?
right now, in the last few decades, more women have voted than men by far.
That's not what I asked.
So
That's not what I asked for.
okay, but that's what I'm saying.
That wasn't what you were saying, though. You said,
Ask your question.
okay.
Ask your question.
So the part that I'm not following is you just said that our government is 50-50.
I said close to 50.
I know close to what is okay. All right, specify what's close to 50-50 for you.
Close to 50-50 male female.
It's not 50-50. What is the percentage? If it's not exactly 50-50, what is the percentage?
You were literally quoting me, and I was telling you the quote. The quote of what I said was, the government is close to 50-50, and then you asked for clarification, which is, 50% male, 50% female.
Yeah, I know. So it's not 50-50. So what you said, and I said it, and now you're saying it's not. So they're telling me in the chat, it's hold on, Jason. They're telling me in the chat it's around 25 to 28%, which that sounds about right to me. Because off the top of my head, I can only think of 2 female senators, and there's 100 senators, right? I can only think of 2 female senators off the top of my head. There might be more, but I can only think of 2. So right off the rip, I already know that doesn't, like, I'm like, all right, so not senators. And I know that the House is made up of predominantly white men. I know that too. So I'm not, so I was trying to, it was weird. It was a weird comment. We already know the presidency has been all men.
Saying weird doesn't mean anything to me. Like, people.
Weird meaning odd. It was an odd statement to make. And by odd, I mean it was, by odd, I meant it was egregiously and patently false. And I was just trying to figure out, why did you make that statement?
Because it's not, is the answer.
Okay. So if right now, I hold on, Jason.
Space to present a question now too, please?
You can, but I got one more question for you. So if right now I take 2 seconds, because I hate doing it in real, but if I took 2 seconds and Googled what is the makeup of the government right now, and if it says anything that's not close, if it's 25% or 28%, will you change your mind? Will you stop saying that it's close to 50%?
No.
So what? So you don't care about the truth?
I do care about the truth.
But you're contradicting yourself.
Questions and you just ask more questions. I'm waiting for my turn.
No, but wait, you just contradicted yourself. You care about the truth.
I got you.
Okay, so you want to believe a lie. Okay, keep going. I just want to establish that I just want to know who I'm talking to. You want to believe in lies. Go ahead. Now we can talk. There you go.
Okay, so the last 40 or 50 years in America, who has voted more, women or men?
I don't know.
The answer is women.
So
who more women exist than men in our country?
No, that's not true.
And
in our country is mostly men, slightly, but globally it's more women, slightly.
Okay, then it seems like you and I. Sorry, that's my dog.
You're good.
It seems like you and I just don't live in the same reality, and that's just what it is.
Well, we already established that you don't live in reality right now. You just say you don't want to believe the truth.
Again, whatever you say to me, I'm going to say to you. So we're saying the same thing to each other.
But that's not how sir, saying I'm rubber, you're glue doesn't work. Like, you see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but you're saying you're trying to get me to adhere to your value system and your narrative.
I'm not even talking about it. What value system am I trying to get you to adhere to right now?
You're not letting me finish any sentence. I start talking, you talk over me immediately. I will wait till you're done. Please let me know when to go.
I've been having a conversation with you this whole time.
But
I know how to talk.
Every time I start speaking, you then overtalk me. So I am saying this to be extremely clear. However you see me, I see you. I get that you can say whatever phrase to call it you would like. That doesn't affect me. I am telling you, to me, you and I simply do not live in the same reality. Now, I'm not going to then say how wrong you are, but you know I think you are. But that's what I'm saying to you.
Do you live in reality is my question.
Yes.
Okay. So in reality, once again, if I Google it right now and it says that it's around 25%, the government is made up of women, will you agree that is actually reality, or do you want to continue to live in your reality?
We address this, and I am not one that is about repeating myself.
So why wouldn't you adopt that as a fact if it's a fact?
Why wouldn't I adopt something as a fact?
Yeah, if it's a fact,
I would adopt something if it was a fact.
Why wouldn't that be a fact? Like, what would it take for? Huh?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer. You started off. How do I know what I know? I said I research, correct?
Yeah,
Correct.
I guess.
Correct? Okay, so by my research, that's what I'm going by. Now, if you're saying you're going to Google it and find whatever.
But you told me what research, Jason. You said, when I asked you how, you said Google it. And I said, okay.
This is what I mean by you cutting me off. This is what I mean by
So,
you cutting me off.
Jason,
You don't let me speak. Go ahead.
Jason, you told me to Google it.
Yep.
I said, I'll Google it right now. And if I Google it and it doesn't say what you just told me, will you then agree with what I...
For the third time, no.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't...
This is frustrating.
This is crazy.
You're frustrating yourself. I'm not frustrated.
No, you're frustrating.
I'm not frustrated. This is what I'm saying.
Hold on, Jack. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Then I'll mute up, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, brother.
If I may. This is very simple to me. You don't live in the reality I live in. Full stop. That ain't. That's it. That's it.
Okay. So now that we have that established, how do we... when you said that the world isn't ran, you said that this country isn't ran by men, right? Okay. But the majority of the government are men, males, and specifically white females, right? Also, if it isn't run by men, how many women, because we know we live in a capitalist society, right? Do you understand the concept of capitalism? Do you get... I'm not even joking. I'm just asking you. Okay. Okay. So you hate capitalism. Me and you are on the same page with that. Cool. Okay. So in a capitalist society, what is the thing that gives you the most power typically in a capitalist society?
Money.
Capital, right? Okay, cool. Now, who has the most capital in our society? Men or women?
So I can answer your question directly.
Please.
Skip to the end.
Nope, please answer my question directly.
Okay. Who had men?
Okay. So that men have the most capital, right? With that all right off the rip, wouldn't it already disprove your theory that the country isn't set up for men if men have the vast majority of the capital?
No.
Okay. How doesn't it disprove that?
Just because a small amount of men have money doesn't mean that they are pro-man, so to speak.
So you think it's a coincidence?
No, I don't think it's a coincidence.
Okay. So which one is it?
What do you mean? Which one is it?
Is it a concerted effort to make sure that the people who have the most control in this country are men? Is it a concerted effort, or is it a coincidence?
It is the history of slavery. It's neither of what you're saying. Again, I don't live in the same reality as you. This is what I said. Like, the things that you're saying. Let me. I'm trying to answer your question.
I didn't say anything, brother. Stop getting so. You're good, Jason. I'll drop everybody up here if you guys can't stay muted. By the way, go ahead, Jason.
You're saying, sir,
do
not apply to me. I do not see them as you see them. I comprehend the words that you are using. Okay, but I fully disagree with what you're saying. We will not see eye to eye. I don't know how else to say this to you.
I mean, if we're having a discussion, right? I would like for the ideas I would like for us to exchange ideas. So what I'm asking is do you think that, okay, you believe in racism? Does racism exist?
I want to point out, you still didn't let me get my one question in, sir.
Ask the question. You kept
saying that you were going.
Ask the question. Go ahead, Jason. Ask the question.
Do I have to space now?
Go ahead. Ask the question.
I don't even remember what I wanted to before, but I'll ask this one instead. I still have it for you. If you and I do not agree on what reality is, what is the point of all of these follow-up questions? Why can't we just accept that we see the world different?
I don't accept that. I don't accept, like,
okay, so
saying.
How do you plan to force me to take that? Like, I accept it. That's why I'm not fighting you on these things. I'm just saying, hey, listen, you see it different. You don't accept it. I accept it. What's the next step?
I think my question is do you think that we see things differently, or do you think that you have bought in to a lot of falsehoods and I haven't? Could it be, or let me frame it. Hold on, wait, Jason, hold on. Let me go back. Could it be that you are undereducated when it comes to these topics and that's why you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just ignorant to a lot of stuff, and that's why you see the
This is the thing.
you see the way the world. But hold on, can I finish my question? Because I'll let you finish yours. Could it be
Please go ahead.
that you are undereducated when it comes to these topics, and that is why you see the world the way you do? But on the back end, you also aren't interested in being educated, so you were being willfully ignorant. You don't think that that could be the case?
No.
Okay.
Just as I said, whatever you think about me, I most likely think about you. So I would probably phrase it different. I would call you indoctrinated. I would call you wrong.
Indoctrinated into what?
Let me finish, please.
I know. Indoctrinated into what?
Into your belief system, into believing we have patriarchy.
Okay.
To believe in what you have wrote on this prompt here.
And who indoctrinated me?
Essentially, a colloquial term is woke indoctrination.
Yeah. And who indoctrinated me though?
Can I finish my answer?
Answer my sir, Jason.
You asked me a question I'm trying to answer, and then you're asking me more questions. I'm answering the first question, sir.
I didn't ask you anything about what you're talking about right now.
That's a follow-up question to me answering your original question, sir.
Okay.
Now,
So, go ahead.
thank you. So what I'm saying to you is, however you think of me, your whole soliloquy just now, I think about you the same. I just know it's pointless to say, because once you meet somebody that you disagree with and you don't live in the same reality, saying these things, you won't convince either. You won't change minds. I will think I'm right. You'll think you're right, and nothing will change.
But
that's why.
But what if I told you that that's? But what if I told you that that's not how I think, though? What if I told you that you can easily convince me of what you believe if you can substantiate it with any sort of evidence?
I wouldn't believe you because I've spoken to people like you, and that's why I don't have fight, and that's why I say I don't argue or debate or anything like that.
If you have spoken to people, if you have spoken to people like me, Jason,
let me finish, please.
If you were educated, you would be able to change my mind easily. I promise you.
I disagree. I highly disagree. From my point of view, people that sound like you, no disrespect, but this is just my honest opinion, are extremely smug and kind of know-it-all, and you have this, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong stance, right?
No.
So okay, I'll mute up.
But that wasn't, but sir, you just said something to me that I didn't know the exact, like the whole, like, so let's go back to your original statement of half the government is made up of women, right? I didn't know that. I'm saying, like, I didn't know what the numbers were exactly, but I do know a bunch. I know a lot of politicians. Like, I know pretty much everybody in the House. I know everybody that's in the Senate, and I know a lot of people that are in the House. And I was like, it just didn't feel right to me. I was like, that statement doesn't feel right to me. I don't know what the percentage is off the top of my head. It just didn't feel right to me based on my knowledge that I already had of the government, right? So I pushed back against that and was like basically like, where did you get that from? And you said Google, and I said cool. And then the comments started to say, I'm pretty sure either some of them knew it or they Googled it in real time, and they said 25, 28%. And I said, okay, that sounds about right to me, because that's what I was thinking. And then I said, well, if I were to Google it right now, would you believe me? Would you not believe me? I'm sorry, because it ain't about me. Would you believe the results of the Google search? And you said no, which blew my mind, because I was like, he just said he Googled it. So if I do the same thing he did, and I go find the answer, you know what I'm saying? I go look for the answer that he wants me to look for, and come to find out he's wrong, he still won't adjust. That's not, what do you mean? Like, if you did that to me, sir, I would easily, if you right now said, public, it is actually 48%, and here's the numbers, go look it on this site, and I looked it up and it said 48%, I would be like, well, it's 48%. And I would from henceforth believe it was 48%. It would be so easy for you to prove that, right? So I'm just trying to figure out why are you assuming that it wouldn't go that way? Like, I would be like that. Are you just projecting because you don't think like that?
I'm going to answer the question.
Go ahead.
I believe you are projecting your style on me.
Okay.
I'm using my life experience to determine how I want to live and how I want to act.
And how do you want to live and act, Jason?
This one talking about. I got like 2-3 sentences, and you asked me another question.
Okay, keep going.
Like, what I'm saying to you is, in my personal experience, when I come across somebody like yourself, who I consider, and again, not in a rude way, but just to say it, smug, and are all about education. Education is, I put you in a category of, oh, okay, I'm just gonna lump you over there. right?
Mm-hmm. What?
I don't feel.
I'm sorry. I thought you were done. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I don't feel the need to argue, debate, or anything like that. I'll tell you what I believe, like I told you now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not trying to convince you. So that's where we differ. So you're saying you're a person capable of changing and learning with new information. And I'm saying, based off of my experience, no, you're not. I understand that I'm putting my opinion on you, but I'm going to go off of my opinions and not somebody else's, as any human would.
Okay.
Stop.
So what are you actually good at? Just out of curiosity, like what are your, like you got a dog, or you like a dog trainer? Like what give me a passion of yours, for just out of curiosity. I'm curious.
Passion? I like to write.
You like to write. And when it comes to writing, do you understand, like, do you have a good command of the English language and like how to format, like how to structure?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm not good at that stuff, right? So how would you write an essay? How do you properly format an essay?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have to look that up again. It's been so long. I write like short stories, stuff like that. Again, I'm
okay.
under the passion title.
But okay. So how do you format a short story? How do you format a short story?
Well, I have programs for it, and they kind of help you out with it. The margins, doing everything, stuff like that.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm willing to.
What you're trying to say.
I'm just trying to listen. I just want you to. I don't know. Like I write too, but I'm not. I don't have a good command of like structures and whatnot. Right. I do. I have to look that stuff up too. But you said you did, so I wanted you to educate me, because I was going to show you how easily I can be educated on stuff that I don't know. I will easily listen to you, and if definitely, if it makes sense, I will believe you. Whatever. Right. So that's why I was. Yeah. So that's why I was asking.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Okay. Go ahead.
Right. I get that you believe that you can do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. So I don't go down this road at all. So you're attempting to get me to educate you on something when I'm telling you that's not how I operate. Like, I'm cool, but like, believe whatever you want.
Yeah. How did you get to this place?
How did I get to what place?
How did you arrive as a Black man in America? How did you come to a place to believe that the patriarchy isn't real?
I guess the same way you
to arrive
to believe it is real.
No, we didn't arrive at the same place. How did you arrive here?
I mean, I honestly, I'm not trying to be smart on this one. I really don't know how to answer the question. This is just like nothing happened to me. No, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no event. You
didn't read anything. You didn't study anything. Like what? How did you get here?
As I told you when we first started talking, I've done crazy amount of research. Just kind of
okay. Now can you cite some sources?
No.
Why not?
Well, I don't have more yet.
But like not one source? You can't cite one source?
Okay, so let me just say, like, I'm not a person that needs to prove something to other people, right? So if I am researching something for myself, I'll read it. I'll come to whatever conclusion I'll come up to, right? A person could be wrong, right? And then I'll move on. It's not like, okay, so example, this is on topic, off topic, right? I just got into the TV show Lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I spent all night rabbit holing Lost, right? So there are different times in my life where, like, example, let's say I wanted to learn the government, right? I was a Bernie bro back in 2015.
Me
right?
too.
So I then did all the things that I would do to learn. And then I don't save them. But over time, if you have that conscious mind, maybe you'll read an article here. Maybe you'll read a thing there. So that's what I mean. I get the whole, everybody in comments, red flags. But I'm trying to explain to you how I am as a human being. And if you don't kind of believe me, I don't know what to tell you. But I have no reason to lie to you. So I'm trying to tell you, that's how I do my research. And when you do it like that, you don't really I don't plan to argue the patriarchy. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, dude. Dude said something interesting in the comments. I brought him up. He said I was feminine. How am I feminine? I mean, I don't mind if you call me feminine, but what makes me feminine?
Long story short, the way you kept cutting him off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So that was
the reason. That was the characteristics of why I said that.
So you just attribute.
Are we still talking about the words that's on the screen, or?
We can talk about that too. I was just curious as to why you made that statement, because you guys like to attribute like anything you deem to be negative to femininity, and that's another example of why. Like, what do you talk? Like, women cut you off all the time. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's the point. Yes, I already said that.
So men don't cut you off?
A lot of times it's not as frequent.
A lot of times it's not as frequent. Okay. Sure. I would love to see a study on that, on who cuts who off more. Because I'm pretty sure that the studies that I read, it says that women listen more than men do. So that kind of flies in the face of that logic that women cut men off more. How you can't cut men off and listen to them at the same time. You see what I'm saying?
I guess it's my experience then.
Okay. So it's stupid. It's uneducated, let's say. Right. And you got, so something triggered you and you just made some dumb statement and then, okay, cool. I got it. I was just checking. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. Go ahead, Jack. You can stay up here. We can have the conversation about the prompt. I'm very curious to talk about the prompt. Go ahead, Jack.
Well, I would consider myself pretty misogynistic at some points, but I acknowledge the fact that patriarchy does exist. The thing that Jason was arguing was his perception over reality, his perception of what he deems to be the case based off of what he's learned versus what reality is. Reality is something that's confirmed by everyone. If a woman can confirm it, if a man can confirm it, if it can be confirmed by science, it is reality.
Yep.
So you talking about what you believe to be something and this is my reality versus your reality. No, that's your perception. You're defining what you're trying to express incorrectly. And so that's the first off. So patriarchy does exist, and it really started to hit home when people like Queen Nzinga was running roughshod over the Portuguese, when we had women leaders that would run roughshod over male leaders and make them look like fools from a military perspective. That's when that shit really started getting ramped up. So patriarchy 100% does exist. The majority of the Western world is not made up of women in leadership. They are more leadership based off of women being leaders in the West, but they are not the majority. So
or have.
So until we actually get to that point mathematically, you can't necessarily say that. I understand everyone wants to come up and talk about their own perspectives and their own views. All of that information is anecdotal. At the end of the day, if you can grab data that has been compiled based off of numerous sources, that's what it is. Regardless of how you feel about it as a man, like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. There's some things as men I don't like, and I can complain about it, but that doesn't change the fact that it is happening. Like, when it comes to us being promiscuous and stuff, I agree. Men need to learn dick discipline, 100%. Because we can complain about how women were back in the 50s and the 60s, but men also weren't out running the streets like that in the 50s and 60s. They would get married in high school and have the one wife up until they died. So they weren't promiscuous either. So we can't use some.
They were definitely promiscuous, and they were definitely hunching.
I'm going off of some sort.
I know. I'm saying
my wife's family of like dudes that got married when they were in high school and stayed married and didn't cheat, which is not as frequent as we would like, obviously.
You think I got a question, a side note for you, Jack. You think they cheated more back then or now, men?
Ooh. I think men cheat a lot less.
I think they cheat a lot less too, dude. Now.
I think they cheat a lot less now because it's easier for us to get caught.
And
social media and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Men aren't really that when it comes to hiding that kind of crap.
And the consequences are greater now if men cheat. Meaning the women can leave and they actually like have somewhere to go and they can make their own money.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah.
So I'd have to agree with that. 50s, 60s, when men were able to leave the house and they had no oversight, cheating was much more rampant. And we did hear a lot more about internal families and secondary families happening and stuff like that. So I will definitely concede on that. And in today's day and age, yes, it's definitely harder for men to cheat because the ramifications for that, you lose half your stuff and you lose your entire family. So that is what it is. Half your stuff, sometimes family, depending on the type of divorce that you have.
Yeah, I don't think either one of those are true commonly, but yeah, that it's a fear, I guess, that it could happen. But yeah, I don't believe anything is half your stuff. I think it's y'all stuff. You know what I'm saying? And
so as far as I'm concerned, you're entering in a partnership.
Yeah.
So irregardless of what's going on there, the half of whatever you gain is half of your.
It's half of yours. That's what I'm saying. So you're not losing half of your stuff. It was always half of her stuff. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Like, so I don't look at that as like I find that argument kind of dumb. Like if you get married, you're forming a conjoined business. So
Yeah.
whatever the business,
That's what it is. It's a freaking business contract. What'd you say, dude?
Yeah. So like, there's no her money, my money.
It's like I can't be struggling and you doing good, and vice versa. It just doesn't work that way in a marriage.
No, at least it shouldn't.
No.
Go ahead, Jack. Finish. And I'll let everybody open it up. I'm curious, Jason. I'm gonna let you talk too. I want to hear what you have to say about the prompt. By the way, I'm very curious if you have something to say about the prompt. Go ahead, dude.
I was waiting my turn.
I got you. Right at go. I mean, go ahead, Jack, and then dude. I mean, go ahead, Jack, and then dude, and then Jason. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me just go ahead and go through these questions. So
Yeah.
The men really think promiscuity is so bad. Why are men promiscuous? I don't know. They should stop being promiscuous and have some dick discipline. So that's how I answer that question. Chill out on the objectification of women and understand that they're human beings too, and the same level of objectification that you give them, they can give to you, and it's equal across the board. So just quit it and shut the hell up about it, and treat them the way that you would want to be treated, and stop thinking that that's okay for you to complain to them. Oh, they got over 10 bodies, but it's okay for you to have over 10 bodies. No, it's not okay for either one of you to have over 10 bodies. Let it go. Or it is, and just either way, let it go.
Yeah.
If you
accept it or don't, but yeah, you can't be having, you can't not accept it for her and then accept it for yourself. That's
exactly. You can't have the same standard for somebody else, but not have that same standard for yourself.
Absolutely.
That's it. So when it comes to the fact that men refer to collective women as hoes while being more promiscuous, groups show powerful page. Yes, 100%. Because there's promiscuous men and there's promiscuous women. Women that aren't promiscuous, that have promiscuous friends, aren't hoes. But men would like to consider them hoes because they're, air quotes, standing too close to them. 304, sorry.
Yeah.
They're not. They're still just women. Just the same way that she could be looking at you and you're standing too close to a bum-ass dude. And she's like, you're a bum-ass dude by proximity. And you're like, I'm not a bum-ass dude. Well, you're standing too close to the bum-ass dude. So can you really have that justification towards them like that? No. I honestly think a lot of these conversations are a lot more nuanced than we like to give them credit for. We don't self-update. Jason is a big proponent of this that I can see. He's not self-updating with new information. He's taking old information and saying, like, this is it. I found the Holy Grail, and that's what we're going to go through. Like, no, information changes and updates as we talk to more people, as we have more engagement, as we have more conversations, as we listen to each other more. Because honestly, what you can do is sit in the comments and not say a word and just listen to what's going on and not get emotional, not make an emotional reaction in comments, getting people to jump on you. Learn something. Because I don't have to necessarily agree with everything that the host is talking about, but getting some new information and saying, well, hell, let me look that up and see if this is actually true. And if it is, self-updating. Being like, oh, okay, I can no longer hold this bias or this thought because this new information changes how I view things.
Yeah, that's all I was trying to.
Capable of being of updating.
Yeah,
that's it.
All I was trying to get to was like, yeah, 100%. All I was trying to get to was like, can we let go of the cognitive dissonance? And you know what I mean? Like, are we capable of growing on the fly? But hey, Jack, I appreciate you coming up, brother. That was a word. I got a lot of people in the queue, so I'm gonna try to get everybody up here as soon as possible. Go ahead, dude, and then Jason, and then Happy.
I'm going to be quick. Going through the questions. If men really think promiscuity so bad, then why they do it themselves? I agree with Jack when he said that, neither or nobody should be cheating on one another. However, I would like to say this: the consequences are completely different when it comes to men and women. I think men still have a possibility of still getting married and going on more in life than a woman does. I'm not saying it's impossible, but the statistics just aren't there.
What if they don't care about that?
Huh?
Who, like, you would have to assume that those people care about getting married. But what if they don't care about that?
I mean, if they don't care about that, then they get to go and live happily ever after any way they want. But if you're going to engage in stuff like that, don't come back years later like, okay, well, why can't I get a family? Why can't I get a husband? Why can't I be happily married after?
And you think
consequences have results, and
you think
no escaping that for men and women.
And you think that promiscuous women have a lower likelihood of getting married, not by force, not by choice?
What do you mean by force?
Meaning like they don't have the option of getting married simply for being promiscuous?
Like I said, I'm not saying it's impossible.
No. I know. I'm saying, hold on. I'll ask the question again. What I'm asking you is you're implying, right, that if a woman is promiscuous, the likelihood that she'll get married or find a partner goes down, but simply because she is promiscuous, right? So it's not her choice, because then you said that you don't want to hear them come back years later and be like, oh, I can't find somebody, blah, blah, blah. So you're saying that it's not her choice, right? You're saying that she is forced to be lonely or be single or whatever you think. Is that what, am I understanding that correctly?
No, like I said, like it's not impossible, but it's less likely.
I know. I heard that is not impossible. I didn't say it's impossible. You're saying it's less likely. Based on what? That's what I'm saying. Based on what? Is it her choice or is it other people's choices for her?
I'll say based on the amount of men who just doesn't want to deal with a woman who has been cheated, been in the streets, multiple kids, things of that nature.
But wait, you're talking, sir, back up. You're talking about, you're conflating a lot of different things. Just stick to the act of being promiscuous. Just stick to the behavior of being promiscuous. Don't imply anything outside of that. A promiscuous woman.
You're talking about having a lot of random sex with a lot of random guys.
That's it. In a short proximity, right? In a short time frame of time. Because if you're 60 and you slept with 60 men, that's reasonable. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And you've been single this whole time, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Even 120 men, whatever, that makes sense. But if you're 25 and you slept with 60 men, that's pretty quick, right? So I'm just talking about about promiscuity in a vacuum. If a woman is promiscuous, don't assume that she got baby daddies. You have to make all of these logical, or I would say illogical, leaps, right? To justify your thought process here. Don't do that. Just take promiscuity, a woman or a person that is sleeping with a lot of people in short succession, right? And then you're saying that those people, that men don't want to deal with those women.
I think they'll deal with them, but not in the fashion of husband and wife and long-term relationships.
Who told you that? Based on what? Based on what? Where are you getting that from? How do you want me to do this? Right. Let's not have it statistically, because let's not have a statistical discussion about this, because we really don't know. Hold on, real quick, dude. Listen, hold on, hold on. Dude, let me tell you something real quick. There is, as far as I know, there's really no way to definitively prove this out, so we're going to have to use our own anecdotal experiences on this one, right? Okay. So if I can name Kim Kardashian, Melania Trump, what's her name? Amber Rose. Like, I can name a bunch of women who, I don't even know if Kim Kardashian is promiscuous, to be honest with you. I think she was, but I know Amber Rose was, she admitted it. And Melania Trump was, we know her history, right? So these women are married, right? I don't know where you're getting this. Ruby Rose, like, I'm not understanding. Nancy Reagan, absolutely. I'm not understanding where you're getting this information from, that men don't want to deal with these types of women. I haven't seen evidence of that.
I literally just said verbatim,
They
will deal with them, but not vet them for something like
marry them, date them, get serious with them, have children with everything. I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Deal with them in that way. Most men do not care about that when they meet that girl. They say they do online. A lot of times they say they do online. They say they doing rap songs too, right? I've heard it all. But when it,
so how do you reconcile the condition of the Black communities in America with that comment?
Excuse me? What is that? What are you talking about?
If men don't care, how come more men aren't marrying these women?
You think Black men aren't marrying women because most women are promiscuous or they can't find a not promiscuous woman?
Give me another reason outside of whatever. Give me another reason. Why do you think so?
One of the main reasons because we're broke.
You don't think women who engage in this type of activity are the pinnacle of wise and we're trying to marry these women? You don't.
No, black men are not, men in general, but black men specifically, culturally, we're not conditioned to marry anybody. We're not told I'm never. I was the second person in my male cohort that got married, and I got married a year later after my friend did, right? I got married at 29. My friend got married when he was 27, but he's a year younger than me. He got married a year before me. Prior to that, none of us ever talked about getting married. Now, me personally, I always wanted to be married. I always wanted to be married. Like when I was a little kid, I wanted to be married, right? I had you know what I'm saying? I was engaged before my wife, yada, 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 right? Like me personally, I always wanted to be married. And I'm still married to this day. Most of my friends, though, I don't know if they wanted to be married, but we never talked about marriage. Like that was something we never talked about. We never, oh man, you know, I got to get me a wife. I got to get a good, that was never a discussion ever. Now, I don't know in your group if that was a discussion, but that was never a discussion that I had with my friends. Also, that was never a discussion that I saw play out in the media for black men ever. The rappers weren't talking about, like pop culture wasn't pushing it. I never saw any of that, right? So you couple, wait, dude. And you couple that with our socioeconomic conditions, us being poor per capita than everybody else, right? That to me is why black men aren't interested in being married. Lack of education, lack of resources, lack of finances, and then also couple that with the cultural pressures, right? The cultural indoctrination, right? The fear of being married, having a bunch of men. Because what men do here, what I did here growing up was, don't have a baby with no woman. She gonna get you for child support. I had that type of propaganda pushed on me, definitely. But I never had for every one time I heard a man say something about marriage, which was almost never, if ever, I heard 100 men talk about child support, and they wasn't even on it. But they talked about it as if they were on it. They vilified it, and they vilified the women that they feared would put them on it. So I think that these are more of the indications or the reasons why black men aren't interested in marrying. You want to blame the women? You think it's the women? When women, proven, black women, white women don't matter. Women have lower body counts than men on average. So how are the women promiscuous?
Please don't put words in my mouth.
I'm not. I'm just making the logical conclusion based on what you said.
Well, your logic is a little bit off.
Okay, explain it.
It's completely women's fault. I literally said men do the same thing, but I'm trying to answer the question. I didn't say men were promiscuous. I have. But I would like to also add that I was probably raised by an older woman. It's the reason why I am married and know how this thing kind of works. And it's not all men's fault. It's not all women's fault. It's a community thing. I came up here and I've been saying things about the community and how it works. Now, yes, we can say men are broke. We can say we don't have enough resources. We can say this and that. But from when I came to this channel, it says nothing about men in this and that. It's just talking about promiscuity.
Okay.
So that's still the topic? Or are we going to talk about how it's men's fault?
How is what men's fault? I don't. What are you talking about? You just said a bunch of nothing. You also lied because you said that you also said that you also. Hold on, dude. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. You were. Hold on, brother. Dude, stop. You were. Dude, stop. You were trying to blame women. I clocked it, and now you moved, and now you were like, oh, I'm not trying to. That's it. If you weren't trying to do that, you should have articulated yourself better because you didn't say men are promiscuous too. You didn't say that. I asked you straight out. I said, dude, I asked you straight out. I said, hold on, man. Hold on. Stop. I asked you straight out. I said, so you think that the reason why these women aren't getting married, or the reason why the men aren't marrying them, is because of their promiscuity? And you said, well, what is the other reason? That is literally how I start. That is when I picked up and started talking to you. So what are you talking about? That is exactly how it happened. This will be on you. You can go to YouTube and you can watch it. And after this live is over, it will be posted on YouTube later today, right? And you can rewind it back to your part and you can hear what you said. So if you didn't mean to say that, or if you meant something else by that, you should have specified it. But don't now try to gaslight me and act like, oh, well, I wasn't saying that. Don't put words in my mouth. That is literally what you said. And I just made the next logical conclusion and took the next step and finished the thought. Now, if you want to reiterate, if you want to rephrase what you're saying, by all means, I will give you the grace to do so. But don't try to lie to me. Don't try to act like I put words in your mouth. I didn't do that.
And again, I never said I was blaming women. I was staying on topic.
All right, man. Damn. I'll be really rooting for y'all. I swear, you guys don't even understand how much I'll be rooting for y'all. I really am, dude. I'm rooting for us as men. I am. Black men especially. I'm rooting for us. But man, y'all got to do better. You got to. You cannot keep, you should take some accountability, right? There are people watching us right now. This looks bad. It doesn't look right how you're going about this right now. I'm just being honest with you, man to man. It's off, right? You messed up, and I'm giving you the grace to correct yourself. And instead of you going, okay, my bad, you want to double down and act and play this game. I already told you, don't play that game with me. I heard what you said. I just reiterated verbatim what you said. That's what happened. So do you want to change your position? Is that not what you meant? Fine. Say that. That's perfectly okay with me.
I personally, maybe this topic is a little bit off compared to a lot of the conversations that's been going on this channel. So if I came off as, hey, it's all women's fault, I would disagree with that approach. But no, I didn't mean that whatsoever. However, I would like to say this. Men and women cheat. And when it comes to these questions on this platform, the fact that men refer to the collective of women as 304s while being the more promiscuous group shows how powerful the patriarchy propaganda is. To just touch on that for 1 second. When it comes to promiscuity, I would like to say that 35, give or take, %, men end up not being the father as a paternity test.
Okay, now, so you're just gonna move the goalpost to some other, sir, dude. You did all of that to pivot to another uneducated talking point that we've already deconstructed on this panel many a times. 35% of children are not being raised by the wrong father. 35. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you what that number is that you heard on TikTok that you haven't done any research on. That number is 35%, roughly 35% of the people who are tested for paternity. 35% of the time, right? It's found out to be that person, that man, wasn't the father, right? Okay, that's a high number. It still ain't most, right? But it is that's a very, very high number. 1 out of 3 is high. And I 100% would be like, damn, that's a high number. It's too high, too close for comfort, right? Too high. Now, so but wait, hold on, dude. Hold on. I'm not done. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep going because there's another step. Now, you have to also know the other part of that those numbers. What percentage of people actually get tested? 2%. So, you drop. Okay. Go ahead, Happy HR, if you're there. You've been up here for a while. Happy HR, are you there? Yeah. So just so we're clear, he tried to blame women twice. He tried to blame women. he tried to blame women for black men not wanting, which this conversation isn't even about black people. Nothing up here says black people. I'm just a black man. I'm gonna have to tell. I feel like I have to do a disclaimer every single live. I am a black man, right? I do not like talking about these issues from the from the perspective of black people specifically, because it makes it look like we are the face of these issues when we're not. We're not the face of these issues. The patriarchy is a global phenomenon. It is not a black phenomenon. It is not something that solely exists in the black community. So to not do that to us, to not vilify or demonize us, I don't like talking about it strictly from the black perspective. I know some of you think that that's how you're supposed to approach it, but it wouldn't help us. It doesn't help us. The system is bigger than us. You see what I'm saying? We do, however, need to come together. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. But the system is bigger than us. It's bigger than Nino Brown. But I have to remind you guys of that all the time. So anytime you come up here, it's a red flag when you say black people, black women, and black. Why do you just want to vilify black women? That's what I get from that. Every single time you mention black women or black people, you just want to vilify black women specifically. That's all I get. And even women who do it, same thing. A lot of the women, when they talk about black men, they feel some type of way about black men specifically. And they want to talk down on black men. I don't like that. I don't think we need any more of us beating down on us. Like I don't need to beat down on black men or black women specifically, right? And I don't know, as black people, I don't know why that's so hard for some of us to understand it. There are some of us out here that we get tired of hearing only black people talk about finances and relationships. This shit that is just, what? Only black people talk about money and relationships? What are you talking about? Only black men cheat? What? What are you talking about? Everybody, what are you talking about? Everybody cheats. Only black men neglect. Everybody neglects. Everybody, and I don't mean that literally. I'm saying group-wise. Everybody does these things. Jeepers creepers. Stop acting like this is a black man. Now, if you want to talk about why it's worse in the black community, now we got to talk about capitalism. Now we got to talk about now we got to talk about racism. Now we got to talk about the other systems, because it's not, the patriarchy isn't just one thing like Bell Hooks talks about. It's all of it as a collective. That's why we got to talk about it collectively, right? That's if you want to have that conversation. But I don't think a lot of y'all care to have that conversation. A lot of y'all just want to come up here and vilify whatever group you want to vilify, right? We don't talk about proximity. The reason why black women, quote unquote, have done you the worst or whatever, because you're next to black women all the time. Trust me, if you was around a bunch of white women, they'll do you wrong too, right? I'm just saying, if you telling me you were done wrong by black women your whole life, you think white moms don't be neglecting their children? You think white moms don't be abusing their kids? Are you crazy? You think only black mamas do that? That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we talking? That's crazy. That doesn't make sense. I cringe every single time we do that shit. It makes me so upset. I'm like, let's stop. Can we stop doing that for once? I just happen to be a black man talking about systems of oppression. I'm not blaming black people ever. I will never do that. I'm sorry. Anybody that don't like it, y'all can unfollow them. That's fine. I will never blame black people for what's going on, right? I won't do it. You're not going to hear me talk about, well, black men. No. In our community, though, yes, I will talk about how black men are the white men of the black community. You will hear me say that. Absolutely. Because we are at the top in our community. No doubt about it. But overall, we're not. Overall, we're not. And we can start with not hurting the people in our community. I definitely know and believe that, and that's what I be on. We can start with not hurting the people that's in closest proximity to us. We have control over that. We don't have control over the system, but we can control not hurting the people in close proximity to us, right? So we can do that. That's fine. I think that's really important. I think that's an important place to start before we start trying to tackle the system as a whole, right? A lot of men, look, here's what I'm saying. A lot of black men don't see black women as people. You're right. But men don't see women as people. Men don't. That is not something that is exclusive to black men. That is men. Men see women as human beings. White men see women as human beings. Asian men see Asian women as human beings. Is that what you guys are telling? Like, come on. Men don't see women as human. That is not something that is exclusive to the Black community. So saying it like Black men don't do it, what is the purpose in doing that? How do you think that helps? Like, you know what I'm saying? There are some things we definitely need to hone in on as far as Black people are concerned, but not that. That's not the thing. Not the thing that is globally. That's a global phenomenon. And act like it's a Black, like, oh no, Black men have no. Black men definitely have a problem. Don't get me wrong, but so does every other man. Because which proves that there's a system in place that is not just Black men were just born crappy people. That's not what it is. We're not just born like we had the most amount of propaganda pushed on us. We had the whips was hitting our backs. The whips was hitting the Black women. Like, our community we're the most oppressed. So of course everything is going to affect us worse. Of course. Doesn't mean it started with us. Not here. The problem is misogyny. The problem is racism. The problem are these systems, these beliefs, these isms, not the color of our skin, not our ethnicity. These are not the problems. It's men. And men get so agitated when I talk about men, and come to find out a bunch of women are getting agitated because we're talking about men. It's crazy. But it's men though. Go ahead, Jeff.
How about it, fella? I ain't got a lot of background noise, dude.
Nah, you good, bro.
Well, I was just in a queue. I was going to talk a while back, but I'll make my point quick. It's the promiscuous situation with men themselves is, I'm not exactly sure where they want women to be at, because they are they're saying 4B, they're saying this, they're saying that, but they're vilifying all groups. So that being the case, like, why are men creating themselves as all women are in some type of bad situation because they don't have access to them, because they're not around them, they're not in proximity? Same thing like Paul was just saying. men that are inside of a certain community, whether it be white, black, whatever, the access, the people that they're around, those are the ones they're objectifying. Like when I hang out with a bunch of people that look like me, they don't talk about, they're not punched down on black women. They're punched down on white women. That's because that's who they're interaction with more. And they're not concerned about that. It's only when they're in spaces with other people that are like that, then they start punching down over there. That's a man problem. That's all it is. That's signifying a man issue.
Facts. G, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll let G go and I'll get to you, Happy. Don't worry, because I know you was up here earlier. Go ahead, G. Your mic couldn't cut on, huh, Happy?
Yeah, I was having problems. So
Yeah.
I keep coming in and out.
Yeah, you good. Go ahead, G.
I just think that when y'all get this misconception that men are blaming women, I don't technically agree that we're blaming women on like the promiscuous side of like the world. We're not blaming women on anything. We're just basically saying that, if you are promiscuous, or if there tend to come consequences when you tend to choose to be promiscuous in those ways.
What are the consequences of being promiscuous?
Sometimes most men don't want a woman that's promiscuous. Sometimes they'll kind of fall back on it. Like, not saying that men wouldn't have fun with women, but they tend to don't want to marry a woman that's promiscuous.
Okay. And so what if those women who are promiscuous don't care about marrying a man? Do those consequences still exist?
I mean, then it doesn't apply to those women. We're talking about the women that may want marriage, but then are promiscuous. So like, you can't have one and have the other also. It's like having your cake and trying to eat it too.
I'm sorry to interrupt,
So,
but why does marriage keep coming up in this? Why do y'all keep trying to center this around being married?
Because they want they want to use marriage, because here's how we just got done talking about how men aren't interested, black men, but men in general, most men ain't married. So I can say this, black, white, or otherwise, most men ain't married. Most men are not interested in being married. I don't think most men actually want to get married, right? Now, hold on, y'all. Hold on, G. I got you. Let me finish my point. Most men don't want to be married, but because of the way that society historically has been set up to push this narrative of marriage validates you as a man or a woman, right? But more so as a woman, we play on that. That's why we'll say stuff to a woman that's like, you ain't got no man. That's why you can't keep a man, or something to shame her like that. You know what I mean? Like some stupid stuff like that. The reason why men are using it, we dangle it in front of women as a way to control them and as a way to manipulate them. That's the only reason. Because G, you don't care about people being married. I don't care about people being married. I couldn't care less. I'm married. I care about my marriage. I don't care about you if you're married, though. I don't care if Happy is married. I don't care if Jeff is married. Doesn't matter to me. What's I got to do with anything? That's irrelevant. Marriage isn't a reward for good behavior. You see what I'm saying? And the way you're framing it is such. You're framing it at like that. Like, well, if you do this, then ain't no man gonna want you. First of all, says who? Second of all, so what?
What I'm not saying is that it's the prize, but I'm saying that's most people's goals. I'm saying when they say, "Yo, I'm working,"
hold on.
Let him finish. Happy. Let him finish, please. You can go right after him.
Most people, when they work in life, and they be like, "Yo, I'm trying to become financially free so I can have family and children." That's how most men go. I'm off to work, so I get this money.
Why do you?
When I do have a wife and a child,
yeah,
I can provide for them.
Why are you lying about that?
I can set the next generation. What do you mean?
Most men don't. Gee, most men don't think like that, and I don't even need to go into how.
That's what you believe.
That's what I see. G, hold on. Wait, G, I got a question for you. I got a question for you, G. I got a question for you. G, I know, I got you. I'm gonna tell you, because I know you don't see this, so I'm gonna ask you this question. So, what would give you the best chance to succeed in this society, right? Like name something that you think would give you the best chance to be financially viable in this economy.
I'm not understanding the question.
What is a vehicle that you can use on the road to economic viability?
Business, I guess.
Business. Be more specific. Like starting a business?
Yeah.
Okay.
Starting a business.
Okay. So, and what would you need to start a business?
Or even a job.
Okay, or a job, either one. And what would perfect a job? And what do you think you could get that would help you get a better job than if you didn't have it?
If I didn't have it, education.
Education. Okay. So, okay, cool. Now, boom. So we have identified the number one driver in economic viability. It is education, without a doubt. It's education, no doubt about it, right? Now, do most men are most men interested in education?
Are most men interested in education?
Higher education. Yep. The thing that actually, the vehicle that I'm talking about on the road to economic viability. Are most men interested in that?
No, they're mostly interested in money.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. No. What? Hold on. We're gonna take it step by step. We there. I like that answer. No. So most men aren't interested in education. The number one thing on the road, the best vehicle you can drive on the road to economic viability. So when you tell me that most men want to set their lives up in such a way that they can provide economically for a family and a wife and blah, 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 I look at stuff like that and I go, how can those two things exist at the same time? If so many men are interested in laying down a strong foundation economically for their family, right? Why are so many men uninterested in using the best vehicle that will lead them down that road of economic viability, which is education? It doesn't make sense. So you said men are interested in money. Yes. Everybody wants money. But nobody, but how many people actually want to work for it is the question. I don't care about what you're interested in. Everybody wants to be rich. That's irrelevant, right? And most men are interested in money, not for the thing that not for the thing you're talking about. Most men are interested in money so they can have a bunch of what they would call 304s, right?
I wouldn't agree with that. The reason why most men are educated doesn't mean they're not trying to get the education. It just may not be happening for them. So when you're trying to say like,
what?
They're using this vehicle, as education, right? They're using the vehicle as education, trying to get to the money. That's like there's other ways they're trying to do that, because eventually when they say, hey, you get education, they keep you in that bubble where you work, you go home, and you're making a certain amount of money. There's people that get that education, they're only making like what 45 to 50,000. And then there's those exceptions that's making over those things. So
the average person with an education they make more than $50,000 a year.
How much they make?
I don't know. I think they're somewhere around like 60, 65 grand a year.
The average person makes around 45 to 50,000 a year.
I know. So if the average person with an education is making 60, 65, hold on, listen. If the average person is making 50, I know it's like a 15-20% increase if you get an education, somewhere around there, right? So what I'm saying is that seems to me to be a very high reward, right, for getting an education, right? So if you don't have an education, you're putting yourself in a bind. You're already at a deficit when it comes to making money already. And we know that, though. Like, I know that, you know that. When I was in high school, I knew that. Like, there was no qualms about that. Like, I knew exactly. I was like, man, you go to college, you make money, blah, 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 blah. I just wasn't interested in going to college because I didn't think I could finish, because I didn't have a support system and a bunch of other things. So I was like, I don't think I can go to college. Like, I'm not, I'm in poverty. I ain't got no, it was crazy. My life was crazy. I was going to have to work a full-time job while going. It wasn't going to work for me at the time, or so I thought. That's what I told myself, right? But and a lot of us feel that way. Don't get me wrong. But men, when we talk about education, not only, like, I could kind of like, even though I felt like that at that time, in 2024, you will never hear out of my mouth, I don't care about your education. I've never told a woman I don't care about your education. I've never told a woman I don't care about how much money you make. Ever. I've never said that before. But you will hear the same men you're talking about, the same men you're describing, they'll say that. I don't care about a woman's education. Because you don't care about your own education. You're not interested in being educated. So to me, what I got from all of this was most men don't care about making money to establish a foundation for their future family or their future wives. Because most men aren't interested in being married. They're interested in having a bunch of 304s, getting a Tesla, getting a what's that? A Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? Just having nice things.
It doesn't guarantee you money. You may say it increase the likelihood, but then they'll also put you in a certain amount of debt.
Gee, you don't have to. You're proving my point in real time. You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm saying it may increase the likelihood of getting said money, but then it comes with those repercussions of trying to get that said money. What you're saying, right?
Sir,
because going through school, you have to pay for school. Not many people can afford to pay for school.
This is spoken like a true person that has never gotten an education. That's what I'm saying.
They take out loans.
If you actually got an education, you would know what you're saying doesn't make sense. You would know that. Let me look at student debt. Look at student debt like you look at buying a home. It's an investment, right? To a certain extent. Now, homes are liabilities. Don't doubt about it. They can be. But generally speaking, if you have a home, you're in a better position. If you own a home, you're in a better position than a person that doesn't own a home. Generally speaking, right? Because homes equity usually comes with owning a home. So you usually get money over time if you own a home. The same thing goes for an education. And when you buy a home, are you not in debt? Do you not go in debt to buy a home? You don't go in debt to buy a home? Hold on, wait, hold on. You don't go in debt to buy a home?
Can we ask how old G is?
Yeah. Wait. I want you to answer this question. You don't go into debt to buy a home. Is that what you're telling me, G?
Let's say, yeah, you do go in debt to buy a home. What?
Okay. The same way you.
Regardless, that puts more debt behind you, though. There's a lot of people that's their whole life they're trying to pay off the debt they had from school. So now imagine that with the bills also. And that's
how old are you, man?
He asked, how old are you? Okay. I should make people answer that. I'm gonna start making people answer that question to come up here. But go ahead. I didn't do that beforehand, so I can't force them to do it now.
It was promiscuity. I'm just saying that most men, when they deal with women, they don't want to deal with a promiscuous woman. Now, I'm not saying that if a man is promiscuous, the women have to deal with them because they don't have to. They have the right to not deal with a man that's promiscuous too. But I'm saying also that men don't want to deal with promiscuous women. And what's bad about that? Are most men?
Look, the thing about promiscuity is this.
You're saying that they mostly want to gain money for just getting multiple women.
Yeah.
That's in some men's case.
That's most men.
Not all men.
I didn't say all. I didn't say all. You see how you use some and then said all? I never said all.
It's the same thing. You're saying some men want to get married. You're saying most.
Most men want to get money so they can have access to more women. That's what most men want to do.
That's your perspective.
That is the perspective. That is what we see in reality. Most men ain't married. Gee, most men aren't married, sir. Nope, it ain't the men I come across, sir. How many of your friends are married? All of you.
3 friends, one of them are married.
You have 3 friends and one of them are married, right? Okay. Are you married?
No, not yet.
Okay, cool. I'm married, and all my friends are married except for one. So what are you talking about? I'm not even using my personal experience. Hold on, wait. You missing? Don't move. Don't change the point. Listen to what you just said. You said you're looking at it through your perspective. If I was, I would maybe think like you. I'm proving to you that I don't, because all my friends are married, and he was married actually, but all my friends are married except for one. You know what? Let me back it up. All my friends were either were married or are married. All my friends were either, except for one. I'm sorry, except for one. Except for one.
My question to you is, where are you getting that most men that when they trying to get money, they doing it just for women?
Society, every single rap song, all the media, how men. Hold on, G. You can't ask me a question and interrupt. How men actually move. Look, Here's what I was about to say about promiscuity in men. Most men don't have access to a lot of women to be promiscuous, right? That's a part of it. But the thing is, though, most men want to be promiscuous. They want it. They just can't, but most men can't do it. They just can't do it. Like most men, to me, most men want to abuse. I'm not going to even lie. Most men want to abuse some group of people in some sort of way. We really do. Most men want to do that, right? But most of us don't ever get that. Most of us want to attain power so that we can wield it the same way that people wielded it against us, right? A lot of us want to get on top so that we can punish those, that we had to pass up to get on top. A lot of us, we want to get in positions of power so we can take advantage of our positions. That's how most men function, because that's what they end up doing. By the way, that is literally what most men end up doing when they get in positions of power. They do not lift up other people. They don't. And before, where are you seeing that in society? Because if we did, our society would look completely different. So we ain't got to play that game. Most men do not lift up. I'm not even talking about the 1%ers. I'm talking about the manager at freaking Dairy Queen. I'm talking about the shift lead at McDonald's. What are you talking about?
You're seeing on the internet in society that these
G.
that's in a higher position like celebrities.
G, do you have a job? Do you have a job? You have a job? Did you go through, hold on. Did you go through HR training? Did you go through HR training, G?
Yes.
Hold on, no. You went through HR, G. You went through HR training. Like I went through HR training. Like everybody up here went through HR training. When you went through HR training, did they not talk about things like sexual harassment and quid pro quo? Did you not hear that? And did you not get that? Did you not get that training about quid pro quo and sexual harassment? Did you not get that? Or was that just me? Am I the only one who got that training at every single job I've ever been on?
I said, yeah.
Yes. So do you know what quid pro quo is?
What does this have to
Do you know what quid pro quo is? Yes or no?
What does this have to do?
So you don't know what it is. Okay. Quid pro quo is when a person in power uses their power to get something out of a person who is in a lower position, right? So they proposition you, like your manager says, "Hey G, if you want more hours, come do something strange for a little piece of change with me outside of work," right? They'll do something like that. That go on a date with me. I'll give you more hours if you go on a date with me. That is not the 1%, sir. They do that on every job I've ever been on.
You're saying that happens majority on every job. Every job you've been on.
That abuse happens on I've seen it happen on every job I've been on. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Every single job, I've seen it happen.
You're applying that to most men.
What?
I've lived that.
You're applying that to most men.
I have lived that scenario. I've been in that scenario. I had my supervisor proposition me.
I'm not saying those scenarios don't exist. I'm saying he's applying that to most scenarios. When he's doing it, he's taking a specific scenario and applying that to most scenarios and saying most men do this. Most men do this. Most men do this. Most men is looking for
I'm sorry. I don't mean it's public. I don't mean to
go ahead, Happy. Go ahead, Happy.
Okay, so this is what blows me about these conversations that you have with these men. The willful ignorance is abundant and rampant. We could throw stats out there and you fools still say we're lying. I am a woman. I am 49 years old. I have a 26-year-old son. Me and him talk about this. I have had to give him these scenarios so he knows how to prepare himself, so he won't be this ignorant. It's like every time we talk to y'all and we try to tell y'all, look, this is what happened to me. I got essayed. I was in a DV situation. Every guy that I've dated came across as a nice guy, but somehow, some way, he was trying to sexually barter with me. And when I did not put out, he had a problem. I'm going to give you a prime example. When I was younger and I used to go out with guys, I had two guys literally put me out of their car because I would not put out after dinner.
Damn.
We were in the car way because he felt like he deserved it and he was entitled to it. This man put me out of his car and told me to find a way home.
That's not crazy, by the way. I've heard of that happening many a times.
Don't sit here and act like this man is making this up when he's having women coming up on his panel and they're saying the same thing over and over again, and y'all continue to be willfully ignorant behind this. Y'all don't never know a dude that's ever put a woman out his house, out his car, has made sexual innuendos, have sexually harassed, has sexually coerced. Y'all don't never know none of these dudes, but every woman is giving you a similar, if not the same story. So what the hell is going on? Like, are we living in a bizarro world? Because this is getting frustrating. We're trying to have conversations with y'all, and y'all keep coming back with, that's not happening. You making that up. You lying. But, okay, sticking to the prompt.
You got a man and a woman. You got a man. You got two men up here and a bunch of women telling G the same thing, and he up here talking about, that's the men you know. All right, sir.
Because you bleeding into my time, but I've sat here and heard you have a whole conversation with this dude. Like, I have been watching his lives on YouTube, and some of the stuff that you men say to him has me screaming in my office, like internally screaming in my head. Like, I cannot believe that they're sitting in this man's face and playing in his face. Like, y'all seriously do this
daily.
Y'all playing in our faces, and it's like, stop it. Stop it. Every time I watch him, he's telling y'all, stop it. Listen. He asked you like 20 times, listen to what you're saying, and you keep coming right back talking about something. That's not what I said. You're putting words in my mouth, and then you go right back saying the same shit, saying the same ish, and he's like, did you just hear what you said? So come on now, can we please stop? Because a lot of us are tired of it. Like, I see the women that be in these prompts, and we get tired of repeating the same thing. Y'all swear we're lying. And then y'all act like we're dating this one particular dude who can seem to metamorphose into like 20,000 different dudes. Stop it.
The math don't never math on the men. Go ahead, G. Go hold on, Happy. Let G respond. Go ahead, G. And I got you, Jeff. I got you. My bad, bro. Mute up.
About every woman or every man saying they got essayed or something happened or this and that. Y'all believe every single one of them?
Hold on, wait, Happy. Wait up, Happy. Wait up.
I'm not saying all women are lying.
Okay.
I'm not saying, but I'm also not saying that all women are telling the truth also.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. That's what y'all just saying, believe them regardless just because they said it. That's what y'all saying. Okay.
Hold on, wait, Happy. Let him finish. I got it.
Came out of a woman's mouth. I'm saying, I'm not saying it didn't happen to her. Cool. It probably did happen to her.
Okay.
I'm not gonna believe every single story that comes across.
Who says believe? Oh, wait. Okay. So G. Hold on, G. Okay, G. G. Okay, please. I'll let you go, brother. Go ahead, man.
Just like you also, brother. You also have this your whole page is about, women are perfect and stuff like that. That's what you told me. It was like, women are perfect type stuff. And I'm like, if you're saying that they're perfect, like nothing is wrong with them. So you're saying nothing, every choice, basically what you're telling me, women, that every choice they make is never their fault. It's always a man's fault. So never take responsibility. I'm talking to him. I'm talking to
him. I'm gonna let him finish. Let him finish so I can talk to him. Please.
Never take responsibility for anything you do or you choose to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're saying. Across the whole platform, men is wrong with this, men is wrong with that, men is wrong with this. And I asked you point blank. I said, okay, what do you hold women accountable for? You was like, nothing. I'm like, okay, so since they do they have to improve them? That's what I would ask you.
Okay.
If you hold them for nothing, I would ask you, do they have to improve them?
Okay, so you seem to be upset. No. Let me talk. You seem to be upset, G. You are. You seem to be upset. Hold on, sir. You seem to be upset because I know it's triggering when you hear a man say the quiet part out loud. When you hear a man exposing the tender underbelly of the cult of man, it does something to you. It is a visceral reaction, and you are programmed to react this way. I'm just letting you know that. So I don't even blame you for reacting this way, right? But first things first, I don't think women are perfect. I don't. Individually, of course not. No, who's perfect? I don't even know what that looks like. But appreciate the Cash App. Hold on. Michelle said, we got 10. We got 10 on the books, y'all. Michelle, she started it. So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. As a group, though, just so let's back it up. As a group, right? As it pertains to the oppression of men or women or whatever, I do not hold women accountable pretty much whatsoever, because they don't have the power to do so. Now, that doesn't mean, like, for an example, if you wanted to say that in our patriarchy, white T women are higher on the scale than pretty much everybody outside of white T men. Okay. If you wanted to hold white T women accountable for oppressing everybody else underneath them, we got 20 on it. Rabia put 20, she got 10. So we need 30 more. If you wanted to put everybody on, if you wanted to put, black people or whatever, say white T women contribute to the oppression of you can say that. But they are forced to choose, right? The same way we all are to a certain extent. It's not an excuse, it's a reality. They're forced to choose between, you know what I'm saying, like being hurt more by the system, or just they're basically like trying to get in where they fit in, right? But a part of it is, it's racism in there too. Like, that's the thing. They don't have power over us because we're men. They have power over us because we're black or they're white. Their proximity to whiteness is the thing that gives them the power, right? So we up to 35. We need 15 more. Now, the problem with your logic is, though, when I talk about women as a group, right? Globally, women, not American women, not white, like just women as a group. What do you want me to blame women for as it pertains to oppression? How do women oppress men? How do women oppress men? That's what I'm trying to understand, because that's what I'm talking about. So you tell me, how do women oppress men? I'm very curious.
I never said women oppress men. What are you saying?
That is what I'm talking about. And I've specified that to you several times, but instead of you accepting that, hold on, G, you can't talk and listen. Instead of you accepting that I'm not talking about individual women, that I'm not talking about Happy, and I'm not talking about BPG, and I'm not talking about individual women. I'm not saying individual women are perfect, because they're not. But as a collective, we need 5 more. 5 more. 5 more. As a collective, though, what do you want me to blame women for? What do you want me to blame women for? I've asked you this a million times and y'all can never give me an answer. You say, I said, what do you want women to be held accountable for? And you said for their choices. They are. So choose something else. Cheryl finished them off. Cheryl finished them off, y'all. Great job. Great job. They got G up out of here, man.
Man, you have the patience of Jesus himself when you're talking to these men. I don't get it. Like, I've been watching a lot of your lives catching up, and I have, like I said, screaming in my head. Some of this is unreal. It's comical. Like, I can't do nothing but laugh, because I'll be like, I can't believe he said that. But to stick to the topic at hand, this is just my personal opinion. And when I think about it, I always ask men when we get on the topic of body count and all that other stuff, I started asking men, how do you define a hoe? And every man I talk to gives me different numbers. Some dudes say if a girl sleeps with 10 men, she a hoe. If a
304
20 men, she a hoe.
Promiscuous.
It goes up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like y'all can't even define what a 304 is,
mm-hmm.
because everybody has a different definition. The only common denominator is she's having sex. So my thing is, if she's having sex and you having sex, how is she the only one coming out of this being a whore? Like, these
are questions we're trying to get to the bottom of, Happy. We're trying to figure it out.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm Is there a particular type of sex she having that puts her
Well,
to be a whore?
okay. So I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something that I don't like. I don't use the word 304. I don't call women 304s. No doubt about it. When I was younger, I did it. But even I stopped doing that a long time ago. Like that's not a, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not a new thing for me. I stopped doing that like years and years ago. I stopped doing that. But the way, like, if you want to call a person a 304, that is specifically that is an occupation, right? Like to me, just arbitrarily calling women 304s is like you might as well call everybody that drives a car a trucker, right? It's like, or a driver, a chauffeur, or something like that. Like, I'm not, sir, I just drive. I had to drive to work. I'm going on a trip. It doesn't make me a trucker because I drive. That is a specific occupation. 304 is a specific, it is an occupation. But they're just arbitrarily applying it to all women, right? So then the meaning, it has lost all meaning at this point, right? Because what does it mean? Because my question is, what do you actually call a person that makes money, a SW, pretty much? What do you actually refer to an SW as? If it ain't that, what is it? What are they? They're that, right? Okay, cool. So then what do you call a woman that just chooses to, not for money, not for just because they want to? What do you call them if they're promiscuous? The same thing? How? How? The motivations are completely different.
It goes back to sex being the common denominator. So I had to break it down to the common denominator. If you and I are having sex, how am I the only one coming out of this being a 304? Like, I'm not understanding. We're both engaging in sexual activity. We're both consenting adults, but I'm the only one that's going to get dragged for it. Because now all of a sudden you're adding arbitrary numbers to define what it is. And every time I ask a guy, every guy has a different definition, but it's like, that's made up. You're making this up because that's not written in stone. Like, where is it written in stone that because I had five sex partners that now I'm deemed a 304? You had 20 sex partners and all I did
and you the man.
And be like, that's what I'm talking about.
You a stud. You a stud if you had 20 and she's a 304. Yeah. But also that's what I'm saying. If it isn't, look, because there are some 304s. I just want people to understand this. You can be a 304 and only sleep with one man. Just so you're clear. Right. Just so we're clear. I want y'all to hear me and hear me clearly. You could be a 304 and only be sleeping with one man or woman and still be a 304, because the thing that makes you a 304 is the money, is you doing it for that person. If action, then you are a 304. So you could be a sugar baby, right? Quote unquote, let's say. To one man, you're a 304. You're a 304. And I'm not saying technically before y'all say that's not what a sugar. I know. I'm just saying, for TikTok purposes. If you were like, I got one man and we don't go on dates. All he does is he pays my rent and I allow him to sleep with me. That's what it is. That's what a 304 like. And you could be just that one man, and you could only be being with that one man, and you could be with every other man. You cannot be giving up nothing to no other man, but you are technically still a 304. Now, you could also, on the flip side, be a person, man or woman, who sleeps with a bunch of people, and you can sleep with 10 people in 10 days. You're promiscuous. You're not a 304. You just wanted to do it. You weren't doing it for money. You weren't doing it for, you just did it because you wanted to do it. You're promiscuous. That's all you are. You're not a 304. Y'all got to stop just arbitrarily calling people stuff because words have meanings, right? Somebody said, nah, that's literally what it is. What are you talking about?
That's how they get away with it. When you start rewriting, like y'all have said, when you start moving the goalposts and you start changing the rules to things, people feel like they get to judge you because they're going by whatever their belief system is. But again, for me, I get what you're saying, because I've even thrown that scenario out. It's like, okay, if you know what a woman of the night does, and you're telling me that every woman is a woman of the night, so should I call you a trick or a John?
Exactly. Then all men are tricks. If all women are 304s, then exactly, Happy. Exactly.
But I'm not calling you a John or a trick.
Exactly.
My thing is, I would rather for people to have sexual health healthy sex lives
Mm-hmm.
and do it in a responsible way where you're not hurting anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're
Emotionally or physically. Mm-hmm.
Right. If you are a consenting adult and you're not harming children and you're not doing anything to that effect, then I can't say what you do with your body parts.
Mm-hmm.
Just take care of your sexual health. That's
Yep.
my only thing. But the flip side to all of this is men like to put promiscuity and they want to put the word dirty and filthy added on to it.
Mm-hmm.
So not only are you calling me a 304, you're saying that I'm dirty. Like I don't take care of my body.
But what makes
what
makes the woman dirty in that scenario? Isn't it what she does? It's the man that makes her dirty. So he's saying that he's dirty because he made her dirty. Right?
But they don't get that part because I don't know if you saw it on TikTok when that guy was trying to be funny and he pulled out that glass of water and he was like, if you got trying to act like women are a glass of water, and he pulled out a cucumber that was dirty and he kept dunking it in the water and he was like, yeah, that's to say women are dirty. But women were like, hold on, but you came into the situation with a dirty phallus.
With a dirty thing, you just proved my point.
And he didn't catch that.
He thought he ate.
Men don't catch that.
He thought he ate.
The fact that, like, you guys are actually telling on yourselves because y'all are sitting here saying that every man that I touch has defiled me. Now I'm dirty. So how did I get dirty? So that means that y'all are dirty. So who's really who's benefiting and who's hurting from this?
Yeah.
Women are hurting from having sex with y'all. And y'all are benefiting even with your dirty behinds. Y'all still benefiting from getting
our social capital goes up the more women we have, and women's social capital goes down the more men that they have. Yeah, absolutely.
So the girl that got on TikTok and was like, "I've had sex with 100 guys," she got dragged. But I remember when, because you and I are about the same age. I remember when Wilt Chamberlain got on live TV and said he done slept with like over 100 women.
10,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, it was 10,000. He slept with 10,000. That's what he said.
Like, hold on. So he gets to sleep with over 100 women and he's
10,000.
But this girl went on TikTok and she should have never said anything. And she's telling y'all that she had sex with 100 people and you're talking about how she dirty, da-da-da-da-da. My thing is, again, you don't know her medical records. Y'all don't know how she takes care of her body. So one, you can't say that she's dirty. And number two, if you have a different ideology when it comes to sex, that's fine. Everybody doesn't have the same beliefs when it comes to sex. But to deem every woman across the board to being a 304, a slur, whatever you want to deem them, I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey. And one of the guys in here said it. I think it was Jason before he got kicked up off of here. Said that women have sex more than men. Statistically speaking, that's not true.
They don't, yeah.
Because
not with more partners.
That's not true. So, and then they had a thing of men can go out here and impregnate 10 women, but a woman can only have sex with one guy and get pregnant once unless she has twins. So it's like, okay, if a guy can go out here and impregnate 10 women, how, like, I don't get it. Like, he's out here germinating 10 women and I'm having sex with one dude.
Yeah. Hey,
like,
let me.
Math is not math on this, but I do blame patriarchy because men have given themselves a pass to be the most sexually irresponsible being.
There's no repercussions.
It's like y'all don't address SA when it's in topic. I see how y'all talk to this man. Y'all act like sexual offenses never happens, even though we had a whole TV show based around.
Hey, happy. I gotta get to some other people though. Let's land it. Let's land the plane. We got a lot of people in this queue and a lot of people in the pen.
Men give themselves the pass to be slurs. That's it. They're not gonna.
I think what is a lot of men.
We trying to change it though, Happy. Let's try that. Let's keep it going. You're right. We ain't changing, but we gonna try to change it though. I appreciate it.
I hope you can convert them, but I don't have any hope. I'm sorry to say.
I got you. It's all good. It's all. I got a little hope. I got some hope for us, but I appreciate you coming up, Happy. No problem. Appreciate you. Be safe. Go ahead, RS.
No, I'm saying I just think that most men have kind of two categories in the mind. You have the ones that when they, going through women is the ones that are wifey material and the ones that are, I guess, what they consider 304s.
But I mean, the whole 3 or 4 thing, I mean, your body count and all that is obviously is not tied to your morality. It doesn't make you a bad person as a woman if you have 100 body count. But to men, I mean, at least all of the men that I've encountered, and even myself, it's like, I don't know. When you find out a woman has a higher body count, it kind of makes you feel a little. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like most men kind of show their love through resources, right? Whatever female that you're really down with, that's when you want to share your money with, your car, your house, whatever it is. But I guess we kind of measure, for at least the men that I've encountered, we kind of measure love for women as their sexual exclusivity.
And that's why both things you said are problematic, that you think love is expressed through material things, and you think that love is expressed through, that's what you said. Sir, stop. I'm really tired of it. I'm sorry. And it ain't even just you. When you guys say stuff and I reiterate to you what you said, but I just say it the way that you meant it, don't act like that's not what you were saying. That if you didn't mean that, then say something different. Because what you said was, and I'll repeat, yes, you said that most men show their love through sharing their money, their resources, things of that nature. So I said, you think that men share their love through material, through sharing their material things with women, which is exactly what you said. And then I was going to say that in women, you think women show their love by being faithful to men sexually? Like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. Both of those are not true. Are you in a relationship? Have you ever dated anybody? Neither one of those things are true. Most men are stingy, first and foremost. It's hard to find a kind man. Like, it's extremely difficult to find a kind man and a generous man. That's hard to do. Secondly, being faithful should have really nothing to do with love. That should be that's common decency. Faithfulness should be common decency. Whether I love you or not, I should be faithful. That's crazy. I don't know. What does that mean? But that is definitely a part of love, though. Faith, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely baked into it, right? And I think that a way that men should express their love for women, it should be shown in how they treat the woman way beyond financially, right? So instead of saying money and stuff like that, you could say being generous. Just the act of, because generosity doesn't have to come with, it doesn't have to be tied to anything material. You know what I'm saying? You can be generous with your time. You can be generous with your attention. So generosity, kindness, patience, things of that, actual qualities about people, right? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
For sure. I don't know if you're seeing right now. I mean, I don't know if you're seeing there's like a real uptick in like a lot of women basically saying that like even like coffee dates now are kind of like low effort or whatever else. It's like even if you do like a picnic or whatever it is at the park, because you're not, I guess, investing, because you're not spending or whatever it is, it's like you're not. It's low effort. I don't know if you've seen like it's more of an uptick of that going on.
Yeah, I've seen men talk about that. Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think it kind of just boils down to, it's like I was saying, is promiscuous. If a woman is promiscuous, does that make her morally bad? Or does that? No. But I guess what you're touching on is basically like, why is it I guess okay for men to be promiscuous, but it's villainized for women? Is that what you're?
Yeah, I'm touching on why. I'm touching on why do we vilify promiscuity in women? Absolutely. And then on the flip side, why do we glorify promiscuity in men? And also, if men cared so much about promiscuity and we thought so, you know, we thought so little of people who were promiscuous, then why don't we apply that same logic to ourselves? Why aren't those standards applied to us first?
I mean, I just think that it's probably because it's just more, as a man, if you're able to get, I guess, 50 women, it's a little bit more respected, because let's say if you take an attractive man and an attractive woman, if you take an attractive man and you ask randomly 100 women, do you want to have sex? I guess women are a little bit more choosy, so you're going to get a lot more no's. Whereas if you take an attractive woman and you go to 50 random men, you're going to get a lot more yeses from men. So it's like,
attractive or not,
because it's a little bit, I guess, harder for men to
so get. Men are easy, and women women are more they practice more discernment.
I'd say men are definitely, for sexual reasons. Yeah, I'd say
men are easy. Yeah, men are easy. That's what I'm saying. So that doesn't justify anything. That's just men are easy. We need to work on that. We need to be more like women. We need to practice more discernment, right? It doesn't mean like that's what it is. If that's the case, hold on. I want to get this guy in here. Carnell Mosley, come up, brother. I see you on the YouTubes. You can come on up here. Hey, I'm gonna pin this in the I'm gonna pin this here, and I'm also gonna pin it in the live in the live on YouTube. So come on up, brother. There goes the link. It's right there in the chat. There goes the link. Click on that link and come up. Go ahead. Is it? I'm gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna get back to you. I know Jeff wanted to say something, and we're gonna go to. Is it I don't know how to say your name, brother. You're gonna have to tell me. Go ahead, Jeff, if you dare.
Hey, we already missed the point that I was gonna make earlier, but what I would like to kind of throw into the conversation is that you're holding men to the accountability of him being able to get 50 women as a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so who's holding him to a good standard because he's with 50 women, an attractive woman, an attractive man? So an attractive woman is supposed to say no, but an attractive man, or a man that's able to be with women, is supposed to say yes. Like that's his duty inside of the society. And the reason why is because other men are going to value him higher because of that. And that goes back to my earlier point with the boss situation. We were talking about men in higher positions try to barter with women into scenarios. I'm going to give you more hours if you do this. The other men that see that want to be in his position so they can leverage that power. And that's what we need to try to break down. We can't leverage power against someone. And you're upholding those values by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you said that, because I actually want to touch upon when he
It's the same way. Like if a lot of people want to be Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk because they have power, because they have a lot of money. So then therefore they can abuse the system. They don't want to dismantle the system. They want to use the system to their advantage. That's why you find a lot of people that they just want to be the boss for whatever reason. They can leverage that. And that's the problem. It's not that to be in the position, and they uphold the people that are in that position, and they say, oh man, you got it going on, just like we was talking about earlier. Oh, he's got this and he's got that. I'm gonna get that stuff. I'm gonna get that materialistic stuff, and then that way I can abuse the power of the materialistic things. I've got a nice house, so more women gonna want to stay with me, or whatever the case might be. You know what I mean? I
got more resources, and you need resources, so come to me and I'll I'll do, you just got to do X, Y, and Z for me, and I'll share some of my resources with you. But I think that back to what you were saying, RS, I disagree. I wholeheartedly I want you to understand, I can say that not all women are 304s, because like I said, 304 is an occupation. I can say that first and foremost. I already know most women ain't 304s. I know that. Secondly, promiscuous women. I know most women are promiscuous because there are actual numbers that show that women don't be sleeping with, on average, the average woman sleeping with 4, 5, 6 dudes in their lifetime. That's not, to me, that's not promiscuous, right? 4, 5, 6, 7 dudes with bumpy. We live until we're in our 70s. Women live until they're in their mid 70s, 75-ish. 75 years, 6 people sounds boring to me. I ain't gonna even hold you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Like I'm saying, if you single that whole time, or most of that time or whatever, 6 people, wow. Okay, it sounds boring, right? Live your life, right? So I'm saying that I can see through, I can objectively see that, and I could see it's proven statistically. That's why I can say with my full chest, not most women are not 304s and blah 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 blah. Right? Okay. Now you say that, but then you try to apply that same logic to not being to men not being abusive. Right? Okay, you can't, because most women will tell you that they have been abused. Right? That's one part of it. Most women will tell you that they have been abused, but also most men have been abused as well by other men. So of course I can tell you without a doubt that most men are interested in abusing people. That's what we do. We abuse people.
Well, could it also be a thing where, in terms of abuse, which I know especially is definitely an essay, could it be that women kind of they report more, whereas men underreport abuse?
That wasn't even what I was talking about specifically. But if you want to talk about essay, no.
I'll use that as an example.
Yeah.
I'm saying that you're saying that the statistics show that men are because more women, I guess, report it. What I'm saying is that a lot of men, because you're seen as if a man, you know what I'm saying, if you report it, you're like you're complaining or you're being whatever. So what I'm saying is that it could be just as much of men that get abused, they just don't report it.
Why don't more men report abuse?
Well, that could be as I guess as men. Like, for instance, I can only talk about my experience or people, friends that I know. I know that friends that I know, you're you know what I'm saying, you're whining, you're complaining, or you're being
who's going to tell you that?
Okay, you're saying other men are going to tell you that.
Yeah, man.
Which honestly, but
hold on, wait, RSS. Hold on. Which is abusive. Shaming men from going for after being SA'd, that's abusive in and of itself. That's what I'm saying. So you're proving my point that men abuse. That's what we do. We abuse.
Women say things like that. I've heard women say
what? Hold on, wait. What? You heard women say what?
I'm not specifically talking about just SA. I'm saying abuse in general. I'm saying I've heard women say things like that, like okay, like say like a woman, they're in a relationship, and like a woman, like I've had friends that like a woman hits a man. And
now you moving the goalpost. See how you jump? Hold on. You just started talking about SA. That's where you. That's hold on, RS. Hold on. You started with SA, right? I said, and you tried to make this excuse about, well, you know, women reported more. That's not what it's about. But okay, played your game. I said, okay. And why don't more men report it? And you finally came to, okay, it's men are shaming other men. That's abusive. And instead of you just taking a second to process that, you instantly pivoted to something else to try to blame women for. Don't do that. That makes you look bad. You are, sir, I'm telling you, you don't even know you're trying to do it. You're doing it though. That's what you're trying to do. Don't do that.
You said other men will tell you stop acting like a girl. So you are equating girl, woman to basically shameful behavior by reporting something happened to you that was not acceptable in society. No one should be doing you those things, any gender. But you equated it. You didn't even notice it. You just said it out loud. You were like, yes, quit acting like a girl. So quit standing up for so you're saying stop standing up for abuse. Let other men be abusive to you and still hold up the patriarchy. That's what that means. So you have to reprogram, and it's deep. It's rooted deep in us. That's the problem. We can't tell our children stop hitting like a girl at ball and all that time. That's the problem. That's it. You got it. You had it right there in your mouth.
And then you just pivoted because you're and I'm saying, I'm gonna once again, I give y'all grace, believe it or not. You don't even know that the reason why you just instantly pivoted is because you're programmed to do that. That's why you did it. You instantly pivoted because you were programmed to do so. You brought up something you thought was a valid point, right? I swatted the point down. And instead of you going, oh, damn, okay, that makes sense. Because it does make sense. You recognize it made sense because you didn't push it any further. That was my proof. It wasn't like you rebutted. It wasn't like you were like, but wait, You were like, okay, I see what that's fair. But let me pivot. But what about? Now we're just on to the next whataboutism, right? I didn't even want to talk about the essay stuff, but you brought it up and I said, cool, I'll play your game, but I'll only play one round of that game. I'm not going to chase you all around to deconstruct all of your talking points, right? Like I don't have the time to, even though I do that, that's what I do on my platform. But I mean, right now, I don't have the time to do that. So can you recognize by that what you're saying? A, most women aren't 304s or promiscuous based on the stats. That's why I don't say that. And B, most men are abusive based on the numbers, based on how we treat each other. And we just both talked about that right now.
like it's a problematic statement to say most men are. I mean, to say most of anything is a problematic statement.
It's not. It's not problematic. If it's true, who cares? It's only problematic if it's not true. If it's true, it's true. If I say most white people are racist, is that a problematic statement or is that freaking true?
That's what, yeah, that would also be part, because that's to say that that's to say that you've encountered.
They created racism. That's a fact. That's a fact. Here I am, white as shit, and it's indoctrinated into us. It's a biased opinion of society. We have to break it down. It's not. I'm not actively trying to do it out here, but it's programmed in me to do that. That's the problem.
The implicit bias is there.
We've got to realize it, and we got to say, "Hey, that ain't right. That ain't right at all."
Hey,
why are we treating this person different than we're treating that person?
If I said that most rich people are elitist, is that wrong?
I mean, I'm gonna say most of it. A statement saying most of anything, I would say is wrong.
That's not, sir. What do you? Okay, before I jump to a conclusion, why is it problematic?
Because that's like if you have that in your mindset, right? Most men are like you said, most men are
prone to abuse. Yeah, right? Most men are prone to abusing. Yep.
Okay, most men are prone to abusing, right? And that's a problematic mindset, because I think I forgot the guy's name that was on there before, but he was kind of going back and forth with that point of view. But like with that mindset, it's kind of like, okay, say like a woman does. Let's just say this instant, of course, a lot of them are truthful. I'm saying in this instance, if a woman is lying. Hold
on. Right? Venice put 5 on the books, y'all. The clock is ticking. 45 more. Keep going.
Yeah, if she goes and you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, she files a case or whatever it is, you go to court of law. If most people in there are with that mindset, like, oh, most men are you know what I'm saying, you can see how that can be problematic. You can get someone in trouble that like you're not even willing to look at the facts, because you're going with the mindset of most men are looking to abuse. So what she's saying must be true. You know what I'm saying? Having the mindset of most of anything is not correct. You can't walk around like that, thinking like that.
That was a word salad. That doesn't. What do you mean? You can't walk around thinking like that. That actually protects you. It's unsafe. It's unsafe. I'm sorry. We got 10. Thanks, JP, for the cash out. We up to 10. We up to 10. We need 40 more. But here's the thing. It is definitely safe to think like that. Is it unsafe to think that wolves are dangerous? If I said, you know, most wolves are dangerous, is that unsafe, or is that freaking a survival mechanism? If I say most police officers are dangerous, oh, we got 10 more. Okay, we up to 20. We got 10 for Mr. Facts, and we got 10 for RSS, by the way, just so y'all know. Anyways. Is it that it wouldn't that make sense?
I'd even say that's problematic, because I'm black. Like, I'm a black man, but every single police encounter I've ever had was a good one. I've never had a bad police encounter, so I wouldn't be able to go around saying, well, most police officers are violent.
I'm not understanding. But wait, I'm not understanding. So seeing you're basing the totality of the.
Saying most of anything, like the same way I'm basically saying that the way that you can't just say that most women are this, or most women are promiscuous, or most women are hoes, or most women are gold diggers. I feel like you can't really go around.
You can't do that though. You see what I'm saying? You're conflating the two. You're acting like there's no there, sir. Hold on, RS. What you're missing? Hold on, sir. You're missing the point. There's not enough proof to say that most women are gold diggers. There's not enough proof to say that most women are 3 or 4s. There is a ton of proof to say that men are abusive. There is a ton of proof to say that men are manipulators. There's a bunch of, you see what it's a different thing. Don't act like you don't get that. That's crazy. Go ahead. I'm gonna let Mr. Facts go, because the clock ticking. Go ahead, Mr. Facts. Y'all need 25 for Mr. Facts.
Damn, you said what now?
The clock is ticking. They need 25 for you, brother.
Oh, they need 25.
Yeah. As soon as you came up here, they started the clock. It was quick.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. Says
most, man, because like okay, like my first time, I guess the reason why most men don't report like if they were abused as children, because sometimes it just don't even register, because at the end of the day that's not something that we kind of like are taught to analyze within ourselves, because we go by one day after the next. So we're not too caught in the past, and we're so caught in the present and trying to get to the bag and trying to do things to prove ourselves as young men growing up. So I mean, even with myself growing up, I grew up in a very savage environment. So when I was, I guess you could say S8 or whatever, I didn't even look at it like that.
23 for Mr. Facts. No, I was saying 23 for Mr. Facts. Go ahead.
And it wasn't because I was like I felt ashamed or anything. I just didn't even look at it like
13.
It just didn't even register to me to think of it, to put too much thought into it, to actually tell someone, because I didn't look at it as anything, But it was by somebody that I was like 7 years old, and
damn,
she was like 8. So it was like I didn't look at it like that.
Wait, what happened? What did she do? What do you mean? What do you mean?
She grabbed my she grabbed my I don't know what the TikTok.
I know what you say. Okay, she grabbed your pickle.
And I was fully and I had to literally push her off of me. I'm like, no, this ain't, we should be doing nothing like this. We just kids, like, I'm thinking about her dad and all of that coming, and I'm like, no, I had to run from her basically. She chased me down, and I had to literally lock the door to keep her off of me.
Hey man, y'all moving fast. Y'all moving fast today, man. Y'all moving fast today. That was crazy. Y'all cut that man off. Mid trauma dump. They said we do not care. That's crazy. They cut that boy off mid trauma dump. All right, man. Y'all got 20 to go on RSS. Go ahead, RS.
Yeah, my fault, brother. What are you saying?
No, I was telling you, you could go. I don't know. D Oceano, you there, brother?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm loving this combo. I love these topics. You and what's his name? That Alabama
Jeff.
I love these topics, man, because it's really needed. And I was just I couldn't read the top part because of TikTok. And it said, wait, the fact that men refer to the collective women 304s. I always ask when guys say that, I'll be like, did you talk to your mom and your grandparents too? Your grandmother too? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I just have a question though. Do y'all believe that or think that a lot of times guys, their perception on women comes from like the women that they first was like in their life?
No.
And then the first heartbreak?
No.
I
think the overwhelming, I won't say, let me put it like this. I say that that where men usually get it from is from society and from other men. That's the number one thing. Men get their perception of women from other men.
That's true. That's facts. Yeah, and because I hear it on all these red pill podcasts where they just be, like you said, demonizing and diminishing women, and they sleep with so many and blah blah. I'm like, bro, just go to the clinic before you do that. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Just go to the clinic. What is there to be afraid about, except if you know you got something? Because a lot, like, as much as guys want to tell women, you need to tell me who you slept with, dude, you tell her who you slept with the last 24, 48 hours. A bitch is more than her. I bet you had 5, maybe 3 or 5 women in 24 hours, probably, if you that type of guy. But then if it's her, then, see, you already doing it. But yeah, I appreciate that, though. I appreciate this talk. This is especially the last one old dude had with the vasectomy part. I'm like, bruh.
Vasectomy? Who talking about a vasectomy?
Yeah, I was on Alabama last one.
Oh, you talking about Jeff? Okay, I was like, what? Who talking about a vasectomy?
Man, that was a good one too. I was like, yeah, I like these ones. So man, y'all keep at it, man. Keep it up.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Go ahead, RS. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got a super chat. Appreciate you. Turn the page. Appreciate the super chat. She said, finally, the topic that really counts. Hold on, wait a minute. My other topics don't be counting. Turn the page. That's crazy. I thought my other topics be hitting. I got to do better. My fault. I will not try to. I will try not to let you down in the future. I appreciate everybody on the YouTubes, man. We up to 303 people over there, man. Y'all rocking out in the comments. I appreciate everybody over here on TikTok too. 600 people over here. We having fun. Y'all keep liking the live. We should be well over 200,000 likes right now, though. We've been rocking for a cool minute. Cool minute. Thanks to everybody that banged the Cash App. Let's knock out some of these gift goals. Let's keep sharing the live too, man. Let's keep having some fun. Keep having the conversations. Let's bring more people in here, get more engagement, man. Don't y'all want to see new people up here? I want to see some new faces. You know what I'm saying? I love the old ones too, though. But go ahead, Jeff.
I was just gonna touch on that. She said that and get their ideas from like their first heartbreak or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% with you. Society shapes the mindset. But that first heartbreak or that first wrongdoing or that first, stand up during a date or ghosting or whatever, then that solidifies everything that society's been pushing on his mindset and saying, yep, see there, told you. Right there, look, women ain't nothing. Women ain't about this. And then they use that to weaponize for the rest of their life. They may have been stood up when they were 16, and then all of a sudden for the rest of their life, that one girl in high school, they always go back to that. And then they live the rest of their life in that manner.
It's because they always wanted to believe that that's what women were really about the whole time.
You know what? I definitely agree with you guys saying, in the sense that men definitely learn about women from other men and from, I guess, their own their heartbreak experiences. Because, like, for instance, the whole promiscuous thing, like the man in my life that told me was basically my uncle, right? But it's like when I was younger, I used to do the same thing that you're saying. I used to say like, higher body count or being promiscuous, whatever this has nothing to do with anything. So, like, for instance, my first girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? It was like a thing where she was with a lot of guys or whatever it is, but I was like, that has nothing to do with anything. So when I was telling my uncle about it, he was like, nah, you know what? You know what I'm saying? A girl has been with a lot of guys, you don't really want to deal with that. So later on, when I found out she, you know what I'm saying, she cheated or did whatever it is with one of my friends, I was like, okay, so what he said made sense. What he says that because she's been out there already. That's part of the reason why. I guess that's why. Like she was already promiscuous, and I knew that, and I still dealt with her. So it's like, you know what I'm saying. So that kind of confirmed it for me. But I get what you guys are saying though, in terms of that can kind of make your mindset biased. Those early experiences or that early advice.
I'm not gonna hold y'all. Maybe I'm weird in this way, right? I've never judged my early experiences of girls. And maybe, you know what? I'm wrong. I just had so many good experiences, I think, and I always have, that even when I had a bad one, like I've told the story about how the girl lied on me and said that she slept with me and told everybody I was whack and I never even slept with her or whatever. Like that hurt my feelings that she did that, because I liked her too. It wasn't even about like them laugh. I didn't care about that. It was more like I liked her and she betrayed me. You know what I'm saying? But I never thought that like that's how all women got that. You know what I'm saying? Like I never thought that. And maybe also because right after that, her own friend came to me and was like, yeah, that was whack, and then tried to sleep with me, but whatever. But I still thought that was whack. I was like, that's whack, that you know what I'm saying? Whatever that happened. But I never was like, that's all women and that's all girls. And like, I never thought that. I never thought that before. And maybe that's me, but I had never bought into this idea that all of any group was bad or all of any group was good. I've never bought into that idea. So it was fairly easy for me to just judge people individually, right? I still do that to this day. I judge people individually. As a group, I absolutely judge people as well. As a group, right? Like I said, rich people are most rich people not elitist? Of course they are. Are most rich people not greedy? Of course they are. Of course they are. Of course they are. But that doesn't mean that I ever met a wealthy person or a rich person or a well-off person that wasn't like that, who didn't think like that. Of course I met those people. But I don't let, just the same way, I don't let that one experience shape my view of the whole entire group in a good way. I don't do it in a negative way either. You know what I'm saying? Like in the same way you were talking about with the police RSS, that's a problematic way to look at policing. Me personally, I have had some bad run-ins with cops, but most of them were professional, and a couple of them were like, they could have really did me wrong and they didn't, and they let me off, right? So I could say overall, I would have to grade my experiences with police to be good. Green. I give them a green, right? For me personally. me personally. But I would be a fool, and it would be ahistorical for me as a black man to sit up here and be like, well, I guess the police ain't ever did me wrong, so they cool. To say that, like, even if I said it about myself, I would be lying to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I wanted to adopt that ideology for myself, I would still be wrong. It would still be unsafe for me to do that for myself. To moving forward, be like, oh yeah, well, the police are cool, and I could just do it. I can move fast when I'm around them, and I could talk to them any old kind of way because they've always treated me with respect. Like, that's crazy. I'm putting myself in harm's way. That's a very problematic way to view a group of people based on your individual experiences with them, right? So for me, there are different types of people, and there's a type of people that are actively that want to oppress people. When you want to oppress people, you will find a reason to oppress them. And most men want to oppress women. Most men want to do that, I believe. We really want to, right? That's our default, is we want to oppress women. So no matter how good your mom was to you, no matter how good your grade school teachers were to you, all your female teachers, all the women you encountered in your life at the lunch lady, the whoever, it don't matter, the crossing guard, all those experiences will go out the window if one girl laughs at you. If one girl rejects you and says that they don't like you because you're a nerd or whatever, thing that girls say to boys sometimes, or whatever the case may be, right? You will take that and then go and start punching the air like Trey was doing in Boys and Men and Boys in the Hood. Y'all gonna start punching the air and y'all gonna start acting like life is over and all these women ain't shit and da 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 da. Right? The same way I've seen white people justify their racism by saying I was robbed 3 times by a melanated person. I've literally had a white man tell me that. I've had white people tell me that several times about. And I'm like, convenient. I'm like, first of all, the odds of you getting robbed once are very low. They're very low. You getting robbed once, very low. You mean to tell me you expect me to believe that you were robbed several times by the same race of people? Please. But they use that to go, and that's why I don't trust y'all no more. How weird is that? How problematic is that? Wait a minute. Let me read this Cash App. Joanna Washington says it's like how YT cannot grow up in the U.S. and cannot think they're better. Exactly. 100%. Pretty much what I just said. I'm sorry. I should have read your Cash App earlier. I want to go to Hertz, and then I want to go to JW, and then Nomadic. But go ahead. Hertz. Go ahead. And then I got you, Penelope. I'm sorry, I got Penelope over here on the YouTubes. I got you, Penelope. Go ahead.
One thing I wanted to bring up is, like, I feel like the reason why men care so much about women's body counts, I think they are more promiscuous, but I feel like the reason why they are so worried about women's body counts is because overall, when it comes to women, men feel like they own their bodies, or they feel like they're entitled to their bodies. So I feel like one aspect is, I want to control who you're with, or I want to control in some form or fashion, even though they're not saying it out loud, but it's in their behaviors by calling women calling women 304s, because they're choosing what they want with their body, and men feel like they don't have the right to do that. I don't even think that men really like women being like sexually free. Like, basically, if I choose not to be in a relationship, but I want to have short-term relationships, that's an issue. Even though it's my body, even though I'm practicing say SEX or whatever, that's my body. But they feel like for some reason they want to control you and only keep you for them, but they don't even want to act right towards you. That's one aspect. The other aspect I feel is, I think men have a problem with women that they're interested in having, or even just if they just have this overall mindset of, I don't want a woman that I'm with having too much sexual experience, because then she will compare me to other men.
Thanks for the Cash App, Brianna. Brianna says, ask if most men aren't abusive. Why modesty? Hold on, let me read this. Hold on, I gotta read this Cash App. Brianna wants me to ask Ask if most men aren't abusive. Why is modesty? What's the last part, Brianna? I didn't get the last. It just says ENC. Go ahead. What was it? What was it? What was the question? It said I didn't get the rest of the question, Brianna. I'm sorry. It cut off. It says is modest. If most men aren't abusive, then why is modesty ENC? But go ahead. What were you asking me, Hertz? Go ahead.
Can you see my name change or is that?
Yeah. I told you I was gonna call you Hertz, but I'll call you Divinity.
Okay. So yeah, because I feel like I'm not gonna share my experiences, but I do know that I have heard men say things like, if she's had too many experiences with other men, it's gonna be harder for me to please her, or she's gonna be comparing me to other men. And then when a man is with a woman who maybe she has a high body count, it's a thing where they feel threatened because they feel like, I don't know how to explain it. I just know I can feel it, but it's a weird thing where it's like they want to be in control of us in every way, including how we are able to enjoy this experience with whoever we want to. Because how are you looking at somebody like something's wrong with them when you go out to the club and you probably house hopping before you even go home?
Mm-hmm.
And the home you probably going to is at another woman's house, but you have to argue with your guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't understand where men get this whole women are 304s and whatever. It really sounds like they just low key angry and just throwing tantrums.
For real.
So quick question. So for the men that do have sexual discipline and are not promiscuous,
Mm-hmm.
are they right to seek out women that
Of
also
course.
aren't promiscuous?
Of course, without a doubt.
All right.
That without a doubt, if you are, I'll even do you one better. Let's say once upon a time, because promiscuity can happen in a short period of time. So you could be promiscuous, but from 19 to 20 and never be promiscuous again, right? Even then, even those people, I would say that's fair. Like you don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like you want somebody that's not promiscuous. Fine, perfectly okay. Don't. That's that preference discussion that we get into, which I hate having the preference stuff most of the time because I feel like people just use their preferences to shame people and justify their bigotry and hatred. But whatever. In this particular case, I'm perfectly okay with that. Perfectly okay with that. The thing that I have though, the problem I have though, is that most men in general, how men talk about promiscuity, that's what we're talking about. How the majority use promiscuity and weaponize it and vilify it and use it against women to control their behavior. That's the thing that I'm talking about. We can't do that. It's one thing for RS to say, I want a woman that, isn't promiscuous. I'm not promiscuous. I want a woman. I want a same way for a woman. I want a man that isn't promiscuous. I wouldn't blame, even if I was promiscuous, right? I would not blame a woman if a woman cared about that and she asked me what my body count was and I told her what my body count was and she was like, I can't, like, that's too many. I'm good. I would not be mad at her at all. Wouldn't judge her one bit. As long, like I said, I'm assuming that she practices that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm giving her that grace. Wouldn't mind it. I'll be like, cool, thanks for coming out with me. You know what I'm saying? Have a good night. No problem. No harm, no foul. Right? But if I run into Amber Rose and she start tripping, I'm gonna be like, you? Go ahead.
I want to understand, like, why do men say that a woman, like, why do they try to split women up into wifey material? Like, they try to put us in these columns. Like, if you are a promiscuous woman, because I heard one man up here earlier say that, and it's like, I understand that you don't want the gadget woman that be walking outside looking any kind of way with the bonnets. I get all of that. But for a woman who takes care of herself, for a woman who does not let a man hold her down in any kind of way, shape, form, or fashion, and
somebody already answered it. Divinity, somebody already answered it for you. Sour Patch said it's for triangulation because that's what I was about to say. It's exactly what it is. It's to triangulate y'all. It's to manipulate y'all, right? So you want and that's what they do to wifey material, and they're like, well, you can't be married. Remember, you was in here. The men was like talking about being married, and I was like, what if they don't want to be married? Now you take that away, and they can't use that against you. You see what I'm saying? So the women, I'm like, what if the women are like, I don't care about being married? Then they don't have nothing now because now they can't date. Well, you got to be more like this woman. And she like, but I don't want to be like, I don't care about being married. You're not my reward. I don't look at you as a reward for me. Oh, what? Now they stuck on stupid.
Right. And so my thing is, every woman is able, well, I don't say every woman, most women are able to have children. That's what wives do.
Mm-hmm.
Most women can cook. Most women can clean.
Mm-hmm.
Most women are emotionally intelligent. So it's almost like they dehumanize a woman by saying because she's this kind of way, she's not wifey material. All wives are women.
I got a question. I got a question for you. RSS. Nomadic. Are you how do you identify? JW. Are you how do you identify? Are you a man? Both of y'all, okay, cool. Cause I got a question for the 4 men up here. I got a question for the 4 men. Okay, mute up real quick, Nomadic. You can unmute when you get ready. Okay, I got a question for you. Starting with RSS. What do you think is more important as far as like in a partner, right? A woman with a quote unquote low body count, or a woman with integrity?
Oh, a woman with integrity for sure.
Okay, JW, which one do you think is more important?
Man, can I just say for 1 minute, I have never come across a live and followed and subscribed so fast in my life. The value of the information that's coming through my speakers right now is just like next level. This is what it sounds like when a man has a healthy emotional balance and able to articulate. It is such a reward for me because I am so often battling these dudes, and it's so good to see somebody who actually has their shit together. It's an actual relief for me, man. I just want to say that.
Hey,
so
if you like me, follow Jeff too. We on the same page. He be rocking out too. But yeah, definitely, I appreciate that, brother. I'm gonna follow you back.
Absolutely. And when it comes to this whole idea of body count, listen, it's integrity, hands down.
Easy.
Integrity. Listen, if people are seeking a low body count, in my humble opinion, that is predatory. Why is that predatory? Well, because they're looking for what? Someone that has a low body count.
Experience.
Who has a low body count?
Younger.
Children. That's weird.
Damn.
Anyway,
hold on, wait a minute, JW. You said something. Hold on, wait a minute. Say it again, sir. Hold on, he said something. Hold on, say it again. Do the math one more time for us.
I would be happy to do the math one more time. So if you are looking for a person who has a low body count, these are the people who like to use statistics. Well, I will let them know, statistically, people with low body counts are children. So if that's what you're telling me, then I'm telling you that is fucking weird.
Hey, watch the F word, but I got you. TikTok friendly words.
Not necessarily everybody, though. You could be a highly religious person that is very...
Sir, hold on, RSS. You missing? You don't get lost in the forest, brother. Listen to what he's saying. Say it again.
The reason this whole body count thing even, and this is just my humble opinion, host, you let me know what you think of this. The reason that this is even a conversation is because we live in a patriarchal, monotheistic culture. We come from a society where the man was put in the head of the household by law, by rule, by God, by the Bible. That was the whole thing.
By birthright.
Literally used to own women. Literally, they were their property. So if a man had a daughter, he would convince his daughter, you need to save yourself for marriage. And why would he do that? Well, he wants her to save herself for marriage because if she foils herself or uncleans herself, then she is no longer going to attain the highest value on the market, which means that her literal monetary value would decrease as a result of her core.
And that's why they was marrying children.
Exactly why they were marrying children, which makes it a full circle moment for me. If you are a man who is looking for a low body count, I ask you, implore you, please sit with that for 6 months.
At least
6 months, and ask yourself why. Because aside from the insecurity, which it is by literal definition, insecure. If you have a problem with my sexuality, that means that it is awkward and uncomfortable for you, which is the literal definition of insecure. And I want
to say something real quick. I will say, because me and my wife had this discussion, and she said something to me I was like, that's true. There are, to RS's point too, if you or if you are, not being promiscuous, I get it. What comes with promiscuity sometimes is impulsiveness. So it can point to impulsivity, right? Impulsivity for a person, right? I don't think that is you know what I'm saying, like a far reach. You see what I'm saying? So I could understand why a person would be like, I don't feel comfortable being with a person that is promiscuous. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, like I get that idea, right? Like I could understand that. But once again, JW, what I'm saying is though, you have to be practicing that. You have to not be, you have to have control. You have to practice discernment. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're doing that, then I completely understand that. But for everybody that's not doing that, that is, but is still out here talking about high body counts for low body counts for women, high body counts for men. Those people, I 1,000% agree with you. They're in it, but for the exact reason that you're talking about. Without it, to me, that's what I get from it too. I could definitely say that's where my mind goes instantly. Like, yeah, why? Like, so because most men also covet youth. So it all makes sense. Most men covet youth. Youth and beauty are synonymous with one another in our society. Youth and beauty are synonymous with one another in our society, right? For most men, that is just the reality. So I completely agree, JW. That was well said. That was perfect. Nomadic, can you answer the question? What do you care about more? A woman. What do you think would matter to you more? A woman with a higher, lower body count, whatever body count discussion, or integrity?
You know, I personally don't have a lot of interest in a woman that's been passed around a whole bunch. I don't know where the idea that not wanting that in a woman makes you a pedophile or makes you whatever. I'm going to reject that. That sounds like a bunch of conjecture to me. I think there's something to be said for having sexual discipline. I was very promiscuous in high school, like from 16 to about 27 or 28. And God,
that wasn't high school.
I was cheating on women both high school and after high school.
Yeah. So as an adult man, you were very promiscuous, and now you're saying that now. Yeah, but you okay? Go ahead.
I think it was a terrible. I don't think it did me any favors as a man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think being with a lot of partners doesn't help you. It doesn't help you be better in any type of way. All it does is damage you spiritually and potentially damage your health. People can die from having sex. Or schmecks, I'm sorry.
I hope. Hold on. Can I tell y'all something right now? Hold on, y'all. Hold on real quick, Nomadic. Can I tell you something? I hope I unalive while having smacks. But keep going.
Well, but I mean in the sense of diseases.
Okay.
I don't think there's a transaction between two people other than A, unaliving another person, or B, engaging your sexual organ with theirs. Because you can make or take life with that organ. So that decision to join that with another person should be done extremely thoughtfully, and I don't think it's anything to play with. So the idea that, if you're uncomfortable with my sexuality, you're insecure, well then that's contradictory, because sexuality includes people that are promiscuous and people that are not promiscuous. Those are both.
Yeah, but you know what's
so are you attacking a woman because she?
Wait, hold on, let him go. Let him finish. Go ahead, Nomadic. I'm sorry.
Attack someone because they haven't been with as many people?
Of course not. That doesn't.
The other side of that coin.
It's not. That's y'all got to. You got to stop making false equivalencies. I wouldn't. Of course, I wouldn't. I'm not attacking anybody. To be honest with you, I'm not attacking.
Well, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying, generally speaking, we're not going to attack someone who hasn't had as many partners, and we're not going to attack someone who has. But I don't think there's anything wrong with deciding that you're not in.
But Nomadic, hold on. But Nomadic. You said you're not interested in a woman that's been passed around. Sir, you were passed around. Exactly.
What I'm saying is, I haven't engaged in that lifestyle in 15 years. I changed my ways and I walked in a different.
So your wholeness was deleted? Like Drea said, your wholeness was deleted. All right, go ahead, man.
She should and shouldn't do. I understand my past. I'm not a hypocrite, But what I'm saying is, especially when I'm speaking to young people, especially young men, I tell young men about my life story.
Hey, when you tell young men about your life story, do you tell them that you was passed around?
I tell them that I slept with way more.
I know, but do you tell them that you were passed around?
The man's not the one that gets
Hold on, nah, nobody. Hold on, give me a second with this gentleman.
Women don't choose to get passed around. Women choose to do whatever they want to do. That's not being passed around. And if you are, that don't even sound right what you're saying.
Yeah, so
Passed around.
yeah, I'm not understanding.
If you want to zero in on that one, I'll change that.
No, the reason, no, nomadic, wait, hold on, brother. You got a lot of background noise and we can barely hear you. So the reason why it's important for us to focus on that part, though, is because it really tells the way that you view promiscuity and the way that you actually are, the way that you always had a bias when it came to it. You always did, because you looked at yourself as the predator and you looked at the women as the prey. So the women were passed around while you did the passing. So when you said there's not a double, it's no double standard. There most certainly always is and was a double standard in your mind. And you are 100% being a hypocrite right now. And I don't care if your wholeness has not been deleted yet because you haven't done the work to do so. For your wholeness to be deleted, you have to then accept where other people are in their journey too. But you're not. You're judging them. So your wholeness has not been deleted. You still got the mind of a 304. You still got the mind of a promiscuous man. You got the same mindset. You just probably ain't getting no vagina no more. You could be fat now. You could be uglier now. Who knows why you're not getting to it? It can not even be by choice.
Look, this is the thing. I'm not judging anyone. What I'm saying is I wouldn't choose to make those same decisions if I had it to do over again. I don't go around and tell women nothing about their sexuality. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I don't think it makes a person more valuable that they've been with a bunch of people.
And does it make them less valuable? And nomadic, so it makes them less valuable?
I think it damages you as a person.
How?
I think it does more harm than good.
Give me one moment.
I don't think you get better.
Go ahead, JW.
Because
Go ahead, JW.
listen, what I'm trying to tell you is you are nomadic. You are a victim of the very same thing I just laid out. I don't know if you were listening to me when I was talking about it.
Hold on, nomadic. Hold on, brother. You gotta let
hear me. I just want you to hear me. Just try to listen for a minute. The very same thing that I just laid out, the monotheistic patriarchal idea, the idea that this idea hurts men, that is why you are hurting. That is why you are still in it. You feel ashamed for your sexual experience. That is why you haven't been able to salve that wound yet. And it's not going to help if you start to project that onto your potential mates, to your potential partners, right? It's good to process whatever it is that you went through. That's why I was saying you should probably work through that. You should sit with that for 6 months. I'm not taking shots at you. Listen, I also functioned very promiscuous as a younger man. And I also felt a length of shame. I went through a period where I felt ashamed of that. And then I asked myself, why? Why should I care how anybody else feels about my sexual experience? There's no reason for me to feel ashamed about that other than this patriarchal, men-centered idea.
Yep.
I just don't accept. And once...
I was going to say something real quick, JW.
Go ahead.
I don't feel ashamed about how many people. I do feel ashamed about the manipulation tactics, though. I do feel ashamed about that. I don't care about the numbers. It's the way I went about it, the way I carried myself during that time.
Absolutely.
If I was straight up and down and honest with everybody and then I wouldn't have any shame whatsoever. But I wasn't.
It was earth-shattering to me for someone to point out how I was operating.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened not long ago. I just got sober, guys, less than 5 years ago. I had a terrible life, just out there self-destructing, unhoused, you name it, in and out of institutions, the whole thing. So I'm just now growing up at 37 years old. I guess that.
Mm-hmm.
But in that healing process, I had to take a hard look at my interest in women, the way that my eyes followed women in public, the way that I centered them, the way that I was chasing them around for their attention, for their appreciation.
Did you go to JW? Did you go to AA?
To uncenter.
Did you go to AA?
I am a friend of Bill, yes, sir.
Okay. And the only reason why I asked that is because my friend went to AA and he talked about how they actually addressed like his misogyny in AA because it actually was contributing to his addictions. Did that happen for you?
It is one of the biggest no-nos in the quote-unquote fellowship because it happens all the time. A guy will be there. He will be well within his recovery, years into recovery, and a newcomer will come in. She will be a woman or femme presenting, and she will be still sick and suffering, and they will prey upon her by virtue of her being there because she's an easy target. That is exactly what I was saying. It's predatory. And it wasn't even obvious to me that that's how I was functioning. And it wasn't even like that I was acting on it. It was just the interest and the fact that it was approached, right? And I had grown-ass men sit me down and look me in the eye and say, stop it. You're putting the cart before the horse. What are you going to offer these women if, in fact, they're interested in you? You don't have a car. You don't have a job. You don't have a license. You're still smoking cigarettes. You're still, dude, you're in a sober house. You're on parole for a mass armed robbery, dude. Slow down. Get your life back together, one day at a time, $1 at a time, and then earn her attention. And that's basically what I learned. And it was, listen, I really feel for you, Nomadic, dude. I get it. But I'm telling you, you will feel a lot better if you sit with that.
A question for the person.
Bro, I don't feel bad. You're misinterpreting
That's
what I'm saying.
I feel bad. Do you feel bad about how you manipulated women when you were a 304 in the past?
I wasn't manipulated.
I
just was a guy that got women. Everybody doesn't have to.
So you was paying for it?
I was an athlete, and I just had a lot of women in my life at that time.
Sir, all right, hold on. Hold on, brother. Hold on. All right, maybe hey, you know what? Maybe you're right, brother. I wasn't there. I ain't gonna even hold you. I would.
You can deal with several women and be honest.
You can't. No, RSS. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't. Look, man. Look. As a man that been in that space for a while. I wasn't there for a long time, but for a while, as a young man, I know you can. With most of the women I was straight up with. Don't get me wrong. Most of the women didn't care. The ones that cared, I lied to. Let's just put it like that. But yeah, I mean, I had access to a ton of women. Whatever. But like I just said, though, there was definitely times when it was women that like wouldn't, they would have said no had they known the whole story. That's all I'm saying. And
even if you are telling the truth, Nomad, bro, it's the language you're using. If you would just fix the language and the way that you're going about articulating your viewpoint and what you've experienced, that people might actually hear you out and take your word for it. But when you're saying the things that you're saying, the way that you're saying them, it comes across like, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Trust me, bro.
So it sounds very much like you were a manipulator, but I don't know.
Look, I think everybody's message isn't for everybody.
Okay.
So me, I speak to a lot of people about this, and like I say, I got a young
that's concerning.
He's 27 and he's kind of dealing with his, life path, good-looking dude, has got his heart broken a couple times.
I got to rotate y'all.
Falls in love too quick, and I've told him to make sure he's not. I don't think it's beneficial for someone to sleep around a bunch, man or a woman. I'm not saying just for women. I'm saying period. I think that if you maintain that for something more special, it leads to a higher value interaction with the person. I don't think meeting somebody and sleeping with them on the first night, there's no value in that. That is a fleshly decision. All you're doing is sowing to your flesh, which is an extreme lack of discipline. I don't feel like that helps anybody be the best version of themselves. Now, if you want to do that, of course you can. But I think the spiritual ramifications,
let's say the spirit. Hold on, but Nomadic. Let's take the spirit out of it because not all of us believe in that, right? Let's just talk like real, like reality, right? If a person is interested in sleeping with whoever they want to sleep with, and they go about it safely and honestly, how does that hurt them? I'm very curious.
Okay, so you said take the spirituality out of it.
Yeah, I'm not spiritual at all.
But you believe in energy.
No, not. What do you mean I believe in energy? I don't believe in that concept at all. I don't believe in energy. I know energy is real, but I don't believe in the way you're trying to use it right now. Absolutely, I don't believe in it at all.
Then I would say the emotional impact, man. The emotional impact. You have men and women that go out and act the absolute psycho because of a sexual soul tie, because of a fleshly connection that they develop.
Those are two different things. A soul tie isn't flesh, but that's what I'm saying. Let's not use any biblical, any spiritual, any. I know, but but nomadic. Hold on. Let me help you understand what I'm saying. Let's say I'm one of those young people you're trying to talk to, and let's say I'm not religious and I'm not spiritual. You should be able to, in real world. In a real world way, you should be able to relate to me your message. If you have to use a belief system to relay the message to me, then you probably don't have a strong argument. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So what I'm asking you is,
I think that engaging your sexual organ with another person is potentially more harmful than it is beneficial.
In what, and that's what I'm asking, in what way? If I, and with these two caveats in place, I'm doing it honestly and I'm doing it cautiously. So I'm protecting myself, protecting them, and we're both honest and consenting. How does it do those things which you're describing?
Well, because I don't believe that any two people coming in contact in that way is ever no strings attached. I think there's always some type of emotional bond or some type of something that one, and I don't think it's ever even. No relationship is ever even. One person is going to leave with something and one person's going to leave with less of something.
Nomadic, did you ever sleep with, when you, of all the women you slept with, were you emotionally tied to them?
That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I think it happens more with women.
Don't make that assumption. Hold on, Nomadic. Don't do that. You did. That's the second time you've done that. You did it with the initially. It's not true. There's no scientific, sir, Nomadic. There's no scientific data to support that. So don't make up stuff. It's not the place for that. You're not talking to a teenage child, right? So as an adult man, I want you, hold on, sir. As an adult, hold on, Nomadic. As an adult man, if you mean to tell me that you could go out and engage in promiscuous acts, right? And not be emotionally tied to that woman, you don't think that there were women who can do the same thing?
Well, when you ask about emotional ties, oftentimes those sexual interactions led to conversations later or things that I did have to deal with on the backside of my sleeping with those women.
What? Hold on. Let me answer the super chat. Danity Doe, this is the funniest super chat I've gotten in a while. She said, do you accept super chats for towards drops? My brain can only handle this much stupidity. Yes, ma'am, I do.
Oh, y'all drop? I'm getting dropped.
You're not getting dropped. She asking, so I'm gonna throw hers on there.
I'm just presenting. Like I said,
Hey, brother, I'm just going. Hey, man, the platform is what it is. If people show up, if they like you, they'll let you stick around. If they don't, they pay to drop you. That's all it is. It ain't. Don't take it personal. Shut up, Kate.
We live in a society that says nowadays, if you don't just do what everybody else does, or it's like it's not the popular opinion. I know my opinion is not popular, and it is rooted in my faith.
It's not logical. It's nomadic. Popularity aside. Nomadic. Popularity aside. Your argument isn't logical. It's not about it being popular. Now, I don't care if your argument is popular or unpopular. If it's logical, that's all I care about. If it's scientific, I care about that. Damn. If it's scientific and logical, I care about those. If you can't make an argument, hold on, Nomadic. If you can't make an argument rooted in science and or logic, then the argument doesn't need to be made. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, I don't agree with that, and what I would say to that is...
Oh, hold on. We got another one. Another super chat from Regina. Regina said, drop him, please. She put a dub on it. We up to 30, y'all. Go ahead.
You're asking me? Well, I think that's ignorant. I think that's ignorant to want to drop me. Why wouldn't you accept my viewpoint? I mean, I'm not speaking foul against anybody.
You are.
I'm saying that.
No, Decay. you are speaking ill against women though, and that's the craziest thing is you. Okay, wait. There's a woman. Wait, there's a woman. There's a woman up here. I'm gonna let the woman address you on that. Okay. I don't care about you. You don't have to use. Don't hold on. Don't tokenize your female friends now. We don't know them. They're not here. Hold on, Nomadic. Okay, go ahead, please. Do you feel like what he was saying was offensive to women, or did I just get that?
You definitely came in real hot with the 304 slander, and I ain't gonna hold you. Like if I wasn't a 304 who lived in my truth, it would have offended me. But because you could never spray me with my own tea, I'm not offended. But for the ones who would be offended, yes, sir, you were coming in real judgmental. It was giving, I used to be this way, now I'm not. So y'all wrong. I'm right because I'm deliberate now. Like we, at the end of the day, we don't give a F if you delivered or not because it's still on your whole card. So it counts.
That shit count, bro. Hold on, let her finish, Nomadic. I'm gonna let you go. Hey, we need 20 more to drop Nomadic, by the way.
Like you're not special, my guy.
Go ahead, Nomadic.
Glad you said that. I'm glad you said the you're not special part because that's what you're implying. Nomadic, when you say that somebody should wait for a woman, somebody should save themselves for someone more special. When people say that, they're implying that they should save themselves
for them. Yep. Men, we already know JW. We know men are the biggest pick-me's. Men love.
That's not what I said. I said that they should save that transaction for a relationship that's more special.
You can't throw
I didn't say I was
glass house, my guy. You literally said you ran through. Here's the thing. I got 2 kids. Let me tell you, I got 2 kids. But I'm going to tell you this one thing. I bet you more ran through than me. I bet you. Listen, we can go bar for bar. I bet you more ran through than me.
I mean, I'm not going to argue any of that. I'm just simply saying that the conversation of promiscuity, I believe that it's a better thing for people to reserve that. I don't think being willy-nilly with sexual transactions makes people better.
Go back 17 years and tell yourself that.
I think it's a dangerous transaction. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? People
So I guess the problem comes into judging, people's lifestyles instead of judging, whether or not.
I haven't judged anyone though.
You did, Nomadic. You did judge them.
Definition of judgment. Look up the definition of judgment. I haven't judged anyone.
Sir, sir, calling. Hold on, wait.
Hey, yo, on some real, I'm about to mute all of y'all. Y'all been over talking the whole life. Relax. It's not that serious. Please, can everybody breathe and mute up? Thank you.
Yeah, Nomadic got the most background though. We can't hear nobody when your mic is on, Nomadic. So
I'm a drive, bro. I'm driving, so that's probably why I'm a drive, man. Like I said, I didn't mean to offend anybody. I'm not trying to judge. I'm just giving advice.
Well, but wait,
you can think my advice is foolish.
Yeah. It's unsolicited. But your advice is it's 2 things. A, your advice is unsolicited, right? Because we didn't ask for it. No, it's okay. No, Nomadic, please. It's no need. I hear you, brother. I respect and I appreciate it. I'm just gonna tell you something real quick. Your advice was unsolicited first and foremost. Secondly, your advice wasn't beneficial. It didn't further the conversation. It literally stalled it. It stopped it. It made it go back 50 years, right? Because you approached it right off the rip. You didn't approach it logically and you didn't approach it scientifically. You approached it spiritually. And as soon as you do that, you're already at a deficit in these conversations. You have to approach, even if you're religious, you should start with logic. Even if you're religious, you should start with science. I don't care. Even if you are, it should always start with logic and science. Always. And then on the end, the religion could be the cherry on top if you want to. The spirituality could be, and soul ties at the end of it all. But you can't lead with that, right? And that can't be the bulk of what you're talking about. It can't be, right? So what I'm saying is moving forward, using language like calling people ran through, leave it at home. Leave it at home. Oh damn, they got him up out of there anyway.
That's the same attitude that I had, by the way, when I got into recovery. I came storming in with the cape on, with no clue how to do anything, giving people advice. That's exactly what happened. That's why I was approached by the old timers who looked me in the eye and sat me down and told me to slow down because I was putting the cart before the horse and I needed to do some work on my life and get my life back together. They told me to get my license back, buy a car, get a job, do all the things that make you a valuable person. Don't start to assume that that a woman owes you her attention just by virtue of your sobriety, dude. That's crazy.
Because she don't. Real quick, y'all, I got to wrap this thing up. It is 1:23. I'm overextended, but I already took a shower. So now it might be TMI, but I took a shower, so I'm already ready for it. I just got to change my shirt and my pants. I don't have no pants right now. I got on basketball shorts. I'm chilling. I'm maxing and relaxing. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say my piece real quick.
Okay.
I've been waiting.
Go ahead.
Okay, so y'all, it's a thing. You cannot delete your wholeness. Okay, we joke about it, but
you really can't, man. I'm sorry. Your wholeness cannot be deleted. I'm sorry.
What I'm saying, like, just own it, and the sooner you own it and embrace it, like, baby, I was throwing it bite. Okay, I had the time of my life. Okay, I had them call me 23 times at my door. Okay, like it was like that. So I don't really nobody can't really spray me with my own tea. And guys, I'm sure as much as y'all cap, y'all wouldn't be able to tell how many people have been with. It don't matter. Stop making it a thing. It's not a thing. Like I'm trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen.
Fetch ain't happening. You know why women aren't? I think a lot of women aren't as ashamed by these things as me. Like the shame for women is external, right? It's us trying to shame women. That's the only time women feel shame about this stuff. Men, like me and JW were saying, I think men feel shame, and our shame is internal because we know that we were manipulators and we were abusers and blah, 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 blah. That's where our shame comes from. It literally comes from our actions. It doesn't come from the act of being promiscuous. It comes from all the other stuff around it, the other things we had to do to be promiscuous. That's where it comes from. It doesn't come like sleeping with a bunch of people. Who freaking cares? Who cares? You did it safely. Everybody was consenting. Who cares? Let's have a blast, right? But it's when he knew he had to lie to them women. Oh, I was an athlete. You were an athlete when you were 27 years old. You had to play in a league at 27 years old. You didn't play in a league, sir. You weren't an athlete. You weren't an athlete. I was an athlete too. I played basketball. I played football. I ran track. I did all that stuff. Cool. I wasn't doing that when I was 20 though. I was just a guy. You know what I'm saying? I was just popping though. Some of us was just popping in that way. And that's cool. And I was an extrovert and I worked and I did all these things. But more importantly, what I was what's the word? I didn't have integrity. More importantly, I didn't have integrity. I had an integrity deficit. I was deficient in integrity. That was my problem, right? Beyond all those things, being tall, being funny, being blah, all that shit, I didn't have integrity, and I was very impulsive. I didn't have control of myself, right? That's where that came from. Inauthentic. Exactly. I was inauthentic. I didn't I didn't have any control over my impulses. And I was extremely insecure in hindsight. In the moment, I thought I was the man. But in hindsight, I realized I was doing it in hopes of becoming the man because I didn't actually believe I was the man. Because had I believed I was who I thought I was, I wouldn't have been compelled to do that stuff. I would have been cool with having integrity. It would have been a cool thing just to have one girl and treat her right or whatever. Instead, I thought my worth was tied to how much vagina I got, right? Because I wasn't getting no money. I wasn't rich. So I had to get it another way. I had to up my social status another way. And I did it through that. Like, that was the way to do it for me. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. That is what I would speak to. If I was to ever talk to like younger men or whatever the case may be, that is what I would talk to. I would talk to that insecure little boy living inside of you, to that unsure man, unsure person living. I wouldn't talk about soul ties and spirituality and who freaking cares? Nobody cares about that. That wouldn't have helped me ever. The thing that helped me was realizing that I was insecure, realizing that I was putting too much stock in other people's opinions, mainly men. Because women didn't think highly of me because I slept with a bunch of women. They didn't care, right? When they found out, they called me. They called me and they said, "Oh, you been passed around." They wasn't like, "Ooh, I want to be next." They was like, "Ugh, but you cute though, and you funny." So it was always something they had to look over.
So I was gonna ask you. So in your experience, when you were honest about your relationship with multiple women, did you find that it was less of a deterrent for women than it is for men?
Yes, because women don't judge us like that. They're not judging us like that. They actually look, hear me and hear me well. Here's why I say women are just better people than men in general. Because women said, that's your past. I don't like it, but that's your past. What I care about more is how you're treating me right now. What I care about more is how you are to me right now. You're good with me right now? Cool. I got you. I'm going to hold you down until you're not good to me, and then I won't hold you down anymore. That seems like the best way to go about it. Women don't judge don't judge a book by its cover. Women have mastered the art of not judging a book by their cover, because if they did, they wouldn't give any of us a chance. Trust me, y'all. Hear me clearly, men. If women did judge a book by their cover, we don't stand a chance. We don't stand a chance.
And my links knew that there were other links, and they still didn't judge me. They still came the fuck through.
That's what I'm saying.
It ain't that type of party over here.
Mm-hmm.
But they still came through. They ain't like, oh, you seeing so and so, like, nah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was honest. I had integrity. Okay?
Yep.
So people think just because you throwing it bite, you ain't got integrity. No, you can still have integrity and throw it bite.
Absolutely. You should.
I won't say that. I think men are different in that sense, where if you're a man and let's say you're dealing with a woman who I guess is known to have a lot of bodies, I think maybe women are not that way in the sense that other men are definitely going to shame you for still dealing with that female, knowing that she has a lot of bodies.
Because men are men.
Insecurity.
That's he's like going right.
What they're thinking of you. Don't worry about what they're thinking of you. But
Yeah.
to Kay's point, what she was just saying is actually fire. And if there's any guys here that need to hear that, I want to repeat what she was saying in a different way. If you are in your hookup mode, if you're just looking to get at it, tell them that. Guys, be honest. Just tell her, listen, I'm not ready to settle down. I got a lot of work to do on myself to elevate my status in my community as a man. There's still work to be done. I'm not looking to settle down and get married. If you're interested in hooking up with me, that's where I'm at. Beyond that, I'm not interested. And if you're honest with them, you're far more likely to have the access that you're looking for, if that's what you're looking for. Just be honest. Don't try to slide in the DMs like you're Romeo or Prince Charming, telling her all the things she wants to hear. That shit it's fake.
Yep.
It's not authentic.
It's performative, and they sniff it out. But hey, y'all, I really got to go. One love, one thug, man. Hey, shout out to all the mods, man. The best mods in the business. I love y'all. Shout out to all the mods over here. Oh, Penelope, you still up here? I gotta let Penelope go. Penelope, can you rock out one time? If you want to go, please go ahead, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay, real quick, I just wanted to speak on the fact that I don't know if these guys have ever actually met a hoe who was really out here doing the real work. I try to put the professional in the pro in promiscuity, and I've really been out here just trying to rack up all the bodies that I can, but these men, they're not talking to one another enough. And my reputation has been on the decline. So what I've realized is that if I really want to be seen as, that 304, then it's not about how many people I sleep with, it's about who I sleep with. So I've started hiring PIs to find these men's fathers, and then having, sleeping with them in order to give these men brothers because they want someone to play with. And I think that's really, really helped for me to be seen as the 304 that I want to be. I just wanted to put that out there. Guys, if you're looking for a 304, please, hit me up in the DMs. I can answer all of your questions. One thing that y'all's fathers have been telling me, though, because they, really appreciate the work that I've been doing, these traditional men, they really appreciate and see the work that I've been out here doing. And one tip that they've given me is that if we really want to police people's bodies better, that we need to go back to, before the 14th Amendment and really just pay attention to who's having, schmecks with whom, and, really police who's having babies with whom, because that's really how you do it, is you revert people back into property, and then you manage everything that they do and scrutinize their bodies from teeth to toe. So that's just, a little tidbit that your fathers, who I know you all are looking for, that they've been giving to me. So thanks, guys.
Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Damn, that was funny. I'm glad she waited. Thank you for waiting, Penelope. That was worth it. That was worth it. Oh, that was the best way to end this live. I can't even hold y'all. That was crazy. Oh, I love it, man. Hey, JW, I appreciate you. I followed you back, by the way. Appreciate you for coming up, Jeff. Thanks for being my panel princess today. I appreciate y'all, man. Thanks, shout out to my moms, man. Best moms in the business. Thanks to everybody the cash out, everybody that gifted, the old subs, the new subs. Thanks to everybody in the chat. The chat was chatting per the usual. Everybody on the YouTubes. The YouTubes is where it's at, low key, man. Y'all can see. It's some people over there. Appreciate all the super chats on the YouTubes. That was crazy. JW, you got to follow him, man. I wish I could tell you how to find him, but he might still. If you over here, try to find JW. JW was spitting. Haters, come back tomorrow, man. We love y'all. We need y'all. We wouldn't be nothing without y'all, man. I'm out.